Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and today we are here talking about the full moon in the sign of Aries occurring on the 17th of October of 2024. So we're going to highlight some energies that are surrounding this lunation. We're going to pull some cards for each individual sign and just see what is activating for you at this time, what is playing out for you at this time. I'll put the timestamps down below if you want to jump back and forth between signs. Watch your sun, moon, and rising signs for sure. You may also want to watch your Venus sign as well, because we are still in Libra season. Granted, at the tail end of it, Venus is the ruler of Libra, and Venus is changing signs right around this lunation. So Venus does come in to play as well. Creativity, new beginnings, love, romance, abundance, all of these wonderful things that make us feel good. So all your timestamps will be down below. And if you do enjoy this reading, this video, please do take a moment to press the like button. It really does help me out. It's free for you. It only takes a second, but it does help the video get seen. So I thank you so very much for that in advance. So, full moon, sign of Aries, all right? Full moons, of course, do bring about the end of a cycle. They can be related to the end of a karmic cycle, and we're still kind of in some eclipse energies, right? We are in eclipse season, and we had a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. We had a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, and now we have this full moon in the sign of Aries, which is actually linked to an eclipse. This is the culmination of the Aries solar eclipse that we had in the spring of 2024. Moon cycles and eclipses especially, they do play out the themes, the events over time, and we can sometimes have some things that happen very quickly, and then we can have some things that do play out a little bit longer, a month, 6 months, a couple of years even, for some of these things. So look back to the solar eclipse in Aries that we had in the spring. What was activating for you? What were you starting? What were you eclipsing out of your life or attracting into you? What storylines were going on? Because there could be something that is coming to a close, or something that is, a breaking away where you're ready to move forward. So especially if you've been kind of percolating on something for a little while. But full moons are about manifestation, something coming to fruition for you. Great opportunity to cleanse and to heal, to purge, to break away from something that's been holding you back in your life. This particular full moon does carry the flavor of Aries, right? Aries is a fire sign. So if you are a fire sign, then this may really kind of hit home for you a little bit more. We'll all feel the energy, of course, right? It is a big energy, and there's a lot going on with this lunation. So a lot of other planetary influences around it. But fire signs certainly may be impacted the most. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, but especially if you are a cardinal sign as well. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries likes to start things, right? So if you're a cardinal sign, Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, then this can also be a little bit more impactful for you. But fear not, if you're not one of those, we're all here for the party. This is occurring at 24 degrees, 24 degrees and 35 minutes of Aries. So this does carry with it a flavor of Pisces, because the 24th degree in degree astrology is related to the 12th house, which is Pisces energy. So we've got some really big energies here of cleansing, purging, releasing, letting go, bringing things to fruition. But if you've been a little bit confused about something, Pisces, right, then this might be that big final release. It's like, I'm gaining clarity. I know what I want, or I know what I need to change. And this does link back because it carries the influence of Pisces energy with that 24 degrees. It links back to the full moon eclipse, the lunar eclipse that we had in Pisces just 1 month ago. So if there's been things that have been playing out, then this can be where you do get things culminating for you. But it can also be, okay, yeah, now we've we've been trying to decide some things, you know, trying to figure out what I want to do. And now Aries energy is giving you that firepower to move forward. We do have an opposition to the sun in Libra whenever we have a full moon, right? The sun is on the opposite side. And in Libra, this can carry a little bit of influence of Libran type themes, right? So balance and harmony, right? Where do you need more balance and harmony in your world? This can be about partnerships, relationships of all kinds, friendships, family relationships, romantic relationships, business relationships as well. What's working, what isn't. Some of you could be kind of moving forward a little bit to a new beginning. And some of you, of course, could have a chapter that might be coming to a close. So there could be some things shifting in your world. But when we have the Libran energy, it can be very supportive as well. So it's a reminder, Aries, right, is like me, myself kind of thing. It's about acting upon your desires, your passions. But sometimes we can't go it alone. So this is a reminder that there may be people in your world that can help you, that can support you in some way. And you may also be called to be a supportive person for other people in your life there as well. But you could have some things changing in all of your relationships, or again, change your mindset, especially if you're a stubborn one. If you're a stubborn sign or a stubborn person, right? It's like, I'm used to doing everything alone. I'm strong. I'm powerful. Yes, you are, but never underestimate the power of people helping people. This is supercharged energy. It is emotional. It is action-oriented. Full moons always play to our subconscious and to our emotions in general. And Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars, of course, has a lot of beneficial things, right? It's about passion and desire and getting ourselves out there, taking action, competing for what we want. It's where we've got the energy, the drive, and the determination, right? But there's a flip side. There's always a shadow side to everything. Mars can be aggressive. It can be fight energy, right? It can be one where it's impulsive. So we do need to be aware of that when we have Aries energy coming in here. And so, yes, we can be motivated. We can be making decisions that we've been a little bit confused about. Libras can sometimes be a little bit undecided, right? We're taking initiative. We're finishing our plans. We're not procrastinating anymore. But things can happen very quickly when we have Aries/Mars going on. So we need to be a little bit careful about being impatient, being too impulsive, because we can inadvertently create more problems for ourselves and some unnecessary drama. So just be aware of that when you feel that fight rising up within you, right? That just take a step back, take a couple of deep breaths, right? And then continue on, because our passions can get the best of us. Our fiery energy can get the best of us a little bit sometimes, and it can be really helpful, but it can also be a little bit detrimental. Be very aware, because we do have Mars that is in a square with Cancer. Mars in Cancer, I should say, is in a square with this full moon in Aries. And, you know, we can have, like, when we have oppositions going on, right? It's like we're at the opposite sides of the scale, but we can still find a compromise. We can still work together. When we're squaring off, right, it's like we're at an impasse, we're deadlocked, right? And so with Aries energy wants to get going, it's Mars energy, it's fighting, and then we've got Cancerian energy there as well. Mars in Cancer is not very comfortable anyway. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and Cancer energy is linked to our fourth house in astrology, and that's our home, our family, our private life, our ancestry, our parents, our children, right? Our neighbor, not so much our neighborhoods, but it can certainly be where we live, right? Because it's our home environment and also our private life. So just be very aware that there could be some arguments. There could be, especially when we're trying to relay our feelings, right? There can be some misunderstandings, but there can also be like a lashing out of things, right? It's a fighting energy. So just be a little bit aware of that and, really try and, take the high road. But there could be a big healing energy coming in here with this as well, because with this lunation, we have a really positive influence of Chiron and also Jupiter. So Chiron, wounded healer. Chiron, we can heal situations because we have experience with past hurts. So you might be helping someone out. You might be giving some advice at this time. But Chiron does bring a healing energy. And so if there have been struggles in the home, if there have been fights between people in your family, then this can be an opportunity to make amends, right? Or at the very least, right, if maybe it's not making amends with the actual person, perhaps it's reconciling and healing and making amends with this energy inside of you so that you can find inner peace and move forward, right? And, whenever we're dealing with people, it's always interesting dynamic, right? People come from different places and we're not always on the same page. So we do have this big healing element here. It's very beneficial for us, and it can really maybe bring us some clarity or peace of mind. We also, of course, have Jupiter that is also in a positive aspect with this lunation. Jupiter is in retrograde right now, and retrogrades do bring about a little bit of inner reflection. Retrogrades can also bring second chances sometimes as well. So when we have a positive aspect with Jupiter, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, but Jupiter brings abundance and good luck and the power of positivity to expand our mind, expand our horizon, and maybe even gain some pearls of wisdom, right? So Jupiter and Chiron are really giving us a little bit of a benefit there. But when we do have retrograde energy, it can be a little bit restricting. So it is a time to take a good step back and have a look. What do I want? What makes me happy? Where do I see myself headed? And look at that big picture, because Jupiter really does help us out with that energy. So we got so much going on. Of course, I can't forget to mention Pluto as well. Very last point here. Pluto has been retrograde in Capricorn at the 29th degree, the anaretic degree, right? So it's like, oh my God, I got to do this now or never, making big changes or really kind of makes big decisions. Pluto brings change, transformation. Pluto also reveals what is hidden within us, or maybe about things going on around us, right? There's a lot of hidden information coming to light on the global stage right now, right? Bringing some surprises and some gasps, right? But also kind of saying, oh yeah, I'm not really all that surprised, right? So if you think about some of these revelations that are going on in the universe here. So, but there can also be some of those things going on with you as well, right? Revealing your true self, making some decisions. And Pluto has just turned direct as of October 11th. I'm putting this video out a little bit early, so if you see it before October 11th, obviously it hasn't gone direct yet. But when Pluto goes direct, right, this is like moving us forward in a different direction or a better direction, but it can certainly be this transformational energy where we are leaving something behind, but once and for all, forever, because this is the last time that Pluto will ever be in Capricorn in our lifetimes, right? Won't be back here for another couple hundred years. And so it's here until I think it's mid-November. I think it's the 19th of November, and then it moves into Aquarius. So this can be a really, really significant time with Pluto direct. So last chance to do something, right? Last chance to cleanse and purge, and it can be super, super wonderful in that energy. I think that's everything, guys. That is so much information that's coming out there. So much going on with this lunation. But how do you navigate it? What do I do with it, right? What do I do with this, with all of this stuff? Number one, ground yourself. It's very, full moons are emotional, and it's important that, especially in this one, that we keep a good head on our shoulders, right? Because that Mars energy, can really kind of rock the apple cart a little bit, right? And, so ground yourself. How do you do that? Well, you can work with crystals if you want. You can connect with nature. Go sit outside, sit under the full moon if the weather is permitting, right? You don't need to see the full moon to enjoy the energetic benefits of it. So whatever you do to get yourself grounded, right? We can also center and ground our energy, especially in times where there's some intense stuff going on, by just taking a few seconds to take a few deep breaths in. We hold them for a minute and then we exhale, right? Do that 3 or 4 times and you will feel a little bit lighter. You will feel like, okay, now I can respond, or now I can move forward in a kind of a slightly healthier way, right? You can always also connect with water, right? Full moons are a great time to, do some spiritual cleansing, some energetic cleansing, and we can work with water to do that. So you can connect with a body of water outside, oceans, rivers, lakes, ponds, streams, dance in the rain. You can also set your intentions before you get in the shower and imagine the shower, the water pouring over you and cleansing your spirit, cleansing your aura, cleansing your chakras, right? Really bringing in some healthful benefits. We can also, of course, make moon water. Just leave your water on the windowsill or outside, whatever works for you. And then we can drink it, or we can use it for other things, depending on how you prepare your water. And but you could also just drink more water, right? Just always good for us anyway. Drink more water, and you'll feel hydrated. Your skin will shine. Remember, we got Venus. I didn't mention Venus. My goodness. Venus enters enters Sagittarius right at the time of this lunation, right? The 17th of October. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity and abundance, things coming to fruition, new beginnings, right? All these wonderful things, the things that make us feel good, things that make us feel happy. And in the sign of Sagittarius, Sagittarian energy is wise, it's philosophical, but it's fun loving, it's inspirational, it's creative, and it's really kind of very lively. So if you are single, your love life can start to pick up a little bit here now. We're cleansing out the darkness and we're bringing in some happier vibes. If you do have a relationship that you're already entwined in, this can be where we are healing some things that have been bothering us. We're bringing things out in the open, Pluto. We're dealing with things once and for all, and then we're finding a way to let things go. It is a very positive energy. Sagittarian energy does tend to embrace the power of positive thinking, so it can be very exciting for you. Anyway, so that's a really good one as well. Whew, almost forgot that. Anyway, that's what I've got for you guys. We're going to pull some cards for each individual sign. Once again, watch your sun, moon, and your rising. And you may also want to watch your Venus, right? It's going to be probably carry some other messages there for you, and can be quite helpful. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say your sun, moon, rising, or your Venus, it is related to your natal birth chart, your astrological birth chart. It's a number of different places where you can get them. One of them that I find does, and I don't have any association with them, but one of them I find that is highly informative and it gives some really great explanations for people is Cafe Astrology. Just word of note, if you do want your accurate rising sign, your ascendant, okay, then you do need not just your date and place of birth where you were born, you also do need to know the time, all right, as close to accurate as possible. If you don't know, then we just use a generic time, but if you do know it, then it will really kind of narrow that down for you, right? Because our ascendant sign is actually really important. So, but yeah, give them a try, but there's other places that you can get that as well. Highly informative and really kind of eye-opening if you've never done it before. So I'm going to put the timestamps down below. I think I said that already. I thank you guys for watching. I do hope that you have a wonderful full moon, and we're going to get right started. We're going to start with Aries, the star of the show. Hello there, Aries, and welcome to your full moon reading. This is in your sign. So this is where you're going to probably focus a little bit more on yourself, right? Whenever we have a lunation in our first house, which is where this is for you, it's all about you. So some of you could be potentially making some changes with your wardrobe, with your appearance. You could also be looking at, how you respond to things. So the first house is linked to our attitude, right? Our attitude towards life, or our approach to things in our life. How do you approach new people? Are you lively and fun, or are you like slightly aggressive, right? You are ruled by Mars, could go either way depending on the mood you're in, right? So, sometimes we're really taking a good reflective look in the mirror and saying, how do I approach things? What do I do? What do I need to do differently? Right. And so you could be making a little bit of change there. You could also have some self-healing at this lunation as well. Chiron in the skies. So if there's something that you've been wanting to fix or heal within yourself, it could be emotional, it could be spiritual, it could be physical, whatever it happens to be, then this is an awesome opportunity for you to do that. But of course, we could have something coming to fruition for you here, typically something that you've wanted. So really do look back to the spring when we had the solar eclipse in your sign, and what were your intentions? What were you doing? What were you starting? What were you breaking away from, right? And, we can kind of see a little bit how far we've come, right? And yeah, you can actually realize that you've accomplished a goal, but you didn't realize it, right? So sometimes, oh yeah, I did do that thing, right? Because we forget sometimes, we get busy with life, all right? But just be very aware that Mars, your ruler, okay, this lunation is a square to Mars in Cancer. So again, that home life, your family, what happens behind closed doors. Just be aware that there is heightened emotions there, and there could be some emotional outbursts and drama, things like that. They may not necessarily involve you directly. It could be with your children. It could be with your parents or siblings, even in that energy. So it could be very relationshipy for you. Okay, it could even potentially have do with neighbors, right? Because of course, that energy is about where you live, your house, your home. It's typically what happens behind closed doors, but what happens, with your neighbor or something can also affect your living situation sometimes as well. Some of you could be potentially moving, buying a new house, that kind of thing. You could have that coming to fruition for you, or maybe you feel there could be something going on where you have to move, right? And you're like, oh my goodness, I have to move. We have answers here for you guys. All right. So this particular message does come with some enlightenment, right? So you could certainly have some clarity that comes in at this lunation. So make sure that you do find some time just to sit in your energy. If you're a person that does actual meditations and things like that, great time to do that. But sometimes, we don't need all the fluff and the flutter, and we just need to sit and we just need to be. And sometimes when we just kind of open ourselves up, this is when the answers come in. This is when we get those light bulb moments, because we're quieting our conscious mind, which is a busy little thing, and we're just kind of allowing our energy or our thoughts to flow freely. And this can be really helpful. So you could be getting some answers. You could also be asking some big questions at this time as well. And, so your answers can come from within, but they can also come externally as well. So you could be having a big conversation with, let's say, a family member or a spouse, right? About where are we going? What are we doing, right? Because remember, we do have the influence of the sun in Libra here as well as an opposition, right? And in opposition, we can work together. We can find compromise. We can talk things out, right? Provided we're both keeping our cool heads, right? And we're both willing to be honest and open and authentic. And if anything, this full moon in your sign does bring your authentic self out into the open. We have, where are we? The Ten of Pentacles. Beautiful, right? Right, bang smack right off the top. We've got the Three of Cups. Ooh, very nice. And we have the Eight of Cups. Now, for some of you, you have some abundance coming in for you, or you've got some really positive things. The Ten of Pentacles is abundance, stability, and security, but it is especially to do with your home, with your family, with your relatives. It can certainly have to do with your money, so you could be resolving some money situations here. Some of you could potentially be getting some money in inheritance, right? Or you're just very focused on finding stability in these relationships, all right? And with the Three of Cups coming in there could be something really wonderful happening. There could be some very social aspects there. There could be something to celebrate. You could be getting some good news. And the Eight of Cups is here too. So it's kind of a little bit interesting because the Eight of Cups is a very transitional energy. And, if we look here at this person, right, she's got a whole bunch of cups behind her, and she's like, not today, Jack. And she's moving forward. Her dress is red, right? Her passion, her goals, her dreams. What does she want? What makes her happy? And it's like, nope, there's something here that's not making me happy. I need to move forward. I need to let something go. Okay, but it's a big question mark here. Is it the fact that there's some good news and there's some wonderful things happening in your home, in your family, with your friends, with your relationships, with your money, with you, right? But do you need to change something or leave something behind to get what you want? Because when we have the Eight of Cups energy, we are moving towards our Nine of Cups. And our Nine of Cups is our wish fulfillment, our happiness, our joy, our sense of bliss. And so what does that look like? Are you carrying things with you? Are you letting things go? Or is there something wonderful that's coming to fruition for you here that's moving you one more step closer to your wishes, to what you've dreamed of, to what you've manifested into your life? But sometimes we do need to really let things go. I do think here that for some of you, if there's been some issues in your family unit or with your friends or some relationships in your life, even business relationships here, I feel like you've got some really positive conversations that are going to go on. You may even have someone that's very helpful that can maybe give you some advice, right? We do have a very social aspect here with the Three of Cups, right? And it's like your friends rallying around you, that kind of thing. And I do feel that perhaps there is some resolution with some people around you or situations around you. And this does allow you to really leave the past in the past, let bygones be bygones, and just look to the future. And sometimes we really do need to do that, especially in relationships, right? Because, we don't want to bring up and dredge up the history every single time over and over and over again. So it's almost like we're breaking a cycle here in this energy. Super important, right? Very important for you and very much in alignment with this lunation. Your final card coming in here for you is card number 9, and it's a blessing on your health. Beautiful. And of course, we do have Chiron, right? So there is some healing, a focus on your health, happiness, and well-being here. It is very wonderful. So healing relationships, healing yourself, healing your old wounds and your battle scars. And again, Eight of Cups, leaving something behind, letting those bygones be bygones so that you can move to the future lighter and brighter and in a healthier way. So it's bringing you a blessing on your health, whatever that does look like for you guys. I'm going to leave that there for you. I hope there was something here for you. So please do like, share, subscribe. But I hope you have a wonderful full moon in your sign. I thank you for watching. We're moving on to Taurus. Hello there in Taurus, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. This is going to be occurring in your 12th house. Now, your 12th house is ruled by Pisces, so you're probably really going to be feeling this energy a little bit more than some other people are. You may also have something that is coming to a close that was maybe associated with the lunar eclipse in Pisces that we had a month ago. So there could be something that you've been dealing with for the last month or so, maybe even longer. And now is the time where you're maybe making a final decision, or you may get clarity about what to do about a situation. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I start? Do I stop? Right? Do I try something new? Do I get out of my comfort zone? All right. And we are focusing on cleansing and purging and healing in this energy as well. Your 12th house is about your subconscious. Pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams may very much be telling you something at this time. So try and write things down in relation to your dreams, even if it's just a feeling, because that's something for you. The 12th house is also where we've got karmic completions coming in here for you as well. And, the eclipse season has been quite karmic in its energy. And so this can be where you are finally shutting down a chapter, shutting down a cycle. You've gained wisdom, you've learned lessons, and now you're ready to move forward, right? So it's very enlightening, and we're lightening our load here as well. We do have endings that do happen with the 12th house energy, and sometimes it can be an end of, again, a karmic cycle. Again, it can be an end of a relationship. It can be end of a job or something that you're just like, you wake up and you're like, today's the day and I'm not going to do this anymore. And it can be patterns, it can be habits that you may have. 12th house can go really deep and can go really dark. It's very spiritual in its energy. So you could be having some spiritual downloads. You could be having some sort of revelation at this time. There could be a secret that comes to light. So if you've been keeping something hidden, something may come to light that you want to share, right? So it's like, I'm tired of hiding, and I'm going to share this with the world now, or I'm going to share this with a significant other or with my family or whatever it happens to be. And it can just be that you're like, you know what? I'm not going to hide anymore. I'm going to be my true authentic self. And if people like it, great. And if they don't, that's not my problem. Right? And you could be really stepping into your own power, because the 12th house also is hidden enemies as well. And it can be where you maybe get the inkling or the realization that someone is working against you rather than for you or with you. And this can bring about an important decision for you. But sometimes the hidden enemy is within ourselves. So be really aware of the stories that you tell yourself, or those mantras that you tell yourself. We can be sometimes our own worst enemy. Are you standing in your own way? Are you talking down to yourself instead of empowering yourself? Right? So, so those hidden enemies, it's not always about other people. But you would probably very much benefit from connecting with water at this full moon, as we all would at a full moon, but also a little bit of seclusion. So try and find some time for yourself at this lunation, the day before, the day after, or the day of, and, just kind of be, if you do meditation and stuff like that, great. But if not, just find some time to spend with yourself. And we don't always do that a lot. We have courage coming out here for you guys. And what a wonderful card to get when we do have Aries energy and we just this fiery, passionate energy coming in. Really have a look within you. Where have you been letting fear or self-doubt rule yourself? Is it that you want to reveal some feelings to a person in your life, how you feel about a certain situation or a relationship in general, or whatever it happens to be? But have you been honest and open and communicative, or has there been something holding you back? And what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of their reaction? Are you afraid of the answer? Are you afraid of the outcome? Right? Are you afraid of being vulnerable? So this is really sparking some inner courage within you. And that's a wonderful thing. So where have you been held back? And what are you releasing? Because with the 12th house, we transition into the first house, right? And that's Aries energy. So where have you been in the shadows, in the dark, and where do you want to go? Now is the time to take action. Now is the time to embrace your inner courage. your inner strength. It's Leo energy there coming in there. It's that lion, the courageous lion, bold, brave, instinctive, patient sometimes as well, right? And then it's like, okay, I've been patient for long enough. Now is the time for some action. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse, very much on point with that energy. We've got the Magician, lovely. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups in the upright tends to be confusion, doubt, fear. We're imagining something, we're dreaming about something, we're fantasizing about something, but we're not doing anything. In the reverse, we're going for it. We know what we want. We're making a decision. We're not letting fear and worries and doubts hold us back. We are charging ahead. So if you've been confused, if you've been feeling a little bit lackluster about something, or if you've been procrastinating about something, big breakthrough here for you guys. And rightly so, because we do have the Magician. And the Magician is your overall and overruling energy here within these cards. Your personal power, your power to create, your power to find the resources you need, your power to set intentions and follow through with them. And yes, the Magician, you could have something coming to fruition for you around this lunation. Something that you've previously put the wheels in motion way back in the spring on the solar eclipse in Aries. And this can be coming to fruition for you now. So if you've been feeling like nothing is happening, there's doors and opportunities opening up for you. And this can just be an opening up of yourself, right? But the Magician, focus, your power, your confidence, your belief in yourself. The Eight of Pentacles. You may have been busy like a bee. You may have been learning a whole bunch of stuff. You may have been, working really hard to accomplish something or to get where you are today, and you are about to be rewarded for all of your dedication, your hard work, your attention to detail, your willingness to learn. All of this opening up for you, opening doors of opportunity for you, opening up opportunities for change for you. In a very wonderful way. So believe in yourself and be confident in yourself, whatever your situation happens to be. Let's get one final message out here for you guys. Thank you very much. And we have a blessing on your health. Very interesting. Aries also got this card. So a blessing on your health. Chiron is at play in this lunation in a very positive aspect. Healing, releasing, transforming, letting go. And a blessing on your health. You are being showered with positive vibes. You are being showered with forgiveness, with peace, with a healing energy. You are also being showered with your ability to heal and fix something, whether it's internal or external. Spiritual health, mental health, physical health, emotional health, you name it. All right. All of these are bringing you a blessing. So open your heart. It's also freeing you from being closed off, right? We need an open heart, tap into our heart energy, to, make some bold moves or to do the things that scare us, right? No matter how big, no matter how small. And when we do that, it's amazing what happens. That's what I have for you, Taurus. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. If so, please do like, share, subscribe. Good luck in this lunation. We're moving on now to Gemini. Hello there, Gemini. Welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. So this is going to go a couple of different ways for you guys. Jupiter is in your sign right now. So you could be in a situation here where you have had a lot of things going on in your social calendar. And now with Jupiter going retrograde, you might feel that it's time to just kind of take a little bit of step back and maybe say no or cancel a couple of things that you've previously committed to. Because the 11th house, which is where this lunation is happening for you, is very people-y, okay? This is about your social events. This is about groups of people or groups that you belong to, and it's quite, it's quite chit-chatty. So if you have been very busy, very people-oriented, you've had a lot going on, you've been talking to a lot of people, that kind of thing, then yeah, it's a great opportunity here with a full moon to take that step back, right? Jupiter retrograde, taking that step back. This can also be where you are thinking about the kind of people that you communicate with, the kind of people that you connect with, what groups you belong to, and you could be really kind of decluttering a little bit at this lunation, right? It's like, yeah, I've got way too many friends on my friends list on my Facebook, or I'm connected to all of these groups and I just don't click with these things anymore. So you might just be unfollowing a bunch of things and all that kind of stuff. But you could be really looking at the future with this lunation as well. The 11th house is Aquarian energy, ruled by Uranus, right? So you could have, some unexpected things that are going on, but Uranus right now is retrograde in Taurus, and we are cleansing and purging toxicity for the rest of the year. It'll be there till 2025. So, it can certainly be about your future, about people, about freeing up your time or your energy, right? So that you can really focus on some more important things. So you may be kind of getting a little bit more centered and a little bit more grounded and a little bit more honed in on the important things, right? More substance than frivolity might come in here for you guys. But the 11th house can certainly be about your wishes and your dreams. And so you could have something coming to fruition for you at this lunation, something you've been wanting, something you've been wishing for. And so this can be really wonderful for you. This can really set you up for the future in a positive way. But you could also be releasing something here, because the 11th house also has to do with your liberty, with your freedom. So letting something go so that you can, you don't have as much baggage with you as you go forward. So some interesting stuff, but you can have some great things going on. We have protection coming in here for you guys. All right. So protect your energy, protect your time, protect your space, right? What do you want to carry forward with you to the future? What do you want to leave behind? Sometimes we do need to take a step back. We do need to take a moment to practice a little bit of reflection or self-care. And so we're protecting our energy, right? And it's a wonderful, wonderful time for you to do that. This can also represent that maybe you've been a little bit closed off for some of you, and you've been a little bit protective of yourself. Maybe it's of your emotions, maybe it's of your ideas, right? About your goals, right? Or maybe just you may have just been feeling a little bit, protective of you in some way, or protective of others in some way here as well. So the energy of protection can go a lot of different ways. Now, because we do have a square with this moon to Mars in Cancer, maybe there is someone around you in your home, in your family, or someone who you consider family, and maybe there's a need to protect them from something. So you could be very helpful with another person. This can be something that comes about as a little bit of a shock and a surprise, or maybe you just recognize something with another person. Our intuition is very much heightened at lunations, and with the 11th house being tied to Aquarius, and it's a humanitarian energy, helping other people, right? You could be helping or protecting somebody else around you as well, right? Maybe liberating them from a situation or something like that that's maybe not healthy for them, right? So, and this is a very supportive energy here with the sun in Libra, right? To get help or give help to other people as well. We have Temperance coming in here, very big healing energy. The Queen of Cups, another big healing energy, wonderful. And we have the Knight of Pentacles here also. So the Temperance card is going to be your overall energy here, and this is about balance, about harmony in your life, but it's also about patience. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, whatever you're working towards, or whatever you're letting go, Patience is the key. You have an ability to heal a situation or at least find peace within about situations where maybe you can't fix it and it is time to let it go, right? And it's like, I'm taking a calm approach, I'm taking a peaceful approach at things, but I gotta do what I gotta do. The Queen of Cups is also very, very much uh, tied to peace, to healing, to happiness, to spirituality, our spiritual self or intuition, but also to self-love and self-care as well, right? Our heart is open, and we're doing some things we love, or we're connecting with the people that we love, or we're tapping into this healing energy that's going on. Now, the Temperance card also guardian angel card, right? So reminding you that whatever your situation is, that you are always protected and guided every step along the way. So this can be a great opportunity for you to really tap into the higher realms, ask for help and support and assistance from your spiritual soul tribe there if you need it. Or just find new ways to communicate with them. That can also be very wonderful. Now, the Temperance card is Sagittarian energy, and of course, we've got Venus entering Sagittarius at the time of this full moon. And then we've got the Queen of Cups can certainly bring in a loving, caring person into your life. So you could be healing a relationship, you could be deepening the bonds of a relationship, or some of you could be attracting new love into your life there as well. Very social, very chatty with your 11th house energy. So this can be really awesome. Now, we do have the Knight of Pentacles also. So this can be just about paying attention to the details about something. This can be about slowing down, but it can also bring in offers and opportunities, right? But it's also about being on a quest. Being on a quest for your goals or your dreams, so it can be really, really eventful or really fortuitous for you here in this energy. But it can also represent that there are some things that we are reflecting on, or there's some things that we're looking at that maybe we're trying to figure out, do I still want these things in my life? Am I still happy? Do I still feel connected? And if not, then we may be moving away from something, because both the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles are facing left. They're facing the past, right? They're facing, leaving, right? Going out the door, right? The future would be this way. Okay. So it can be here that you are being patient. You're taking your time. The Temperance card, Saggy energy, looking at the big picture, right? And, maybe using your inner wisdom to figure out what to do about a situation, or again, how to get something back on track. Or if I need to let it go, I'm confident and I know that I'm making the right decision because I have taken the time. It's not an impulsive decision here, which can come in with that. So whether you are fixing, healing, letting things go, whether you're meeting new people, opening your heart, whatever it happens to be, all right, balance, patience, and really looking at all angles and paying attention to the details. Knight of Pentacles is going to be important for you. But I also do feel with that Knight of Pentacles, though, that something is paying off for you now, because you have set some intentions in the past, and this eclipse is linked right back to that solar eclipse in Aries in the spring that we had. And so this can be where something's happening now as a result of something that you started, something you initialized at that time. We have a blessing on a new venture. Beautiful, beautiful. Where are you going? What are you doing? This is a great energy. So are you trying something new? Are you meeting new people? Is there a spark of a new relationship? The Knight of Pentacles, maybe you're done with your job and there's new job opportunities out there for you, new opportunities for financial freedom. Whatever it is, you are blessed with leaving confusion and doubt and things behind and moving on a new path or in a new direction, or making new connections somewhere along the way. And she has her arrow, Sagittarian energy. She has her arrow pointed to the future. It's like, I've got my target in sight and I'm going to hit the bullseye. So it's a great energy that's coming in there for you guys. I'm going to leave that there for you. I hope there was something here for you. So please like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. It does help my channel get seen, so I do appreciate it. It's free for you, but I hope you have a fantastic lunation, and I thank you for watching. We're moving on now to Cancer. Bye. Hello there, Cancer, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. So, very important to note for you guys, of course, that Mars is in your sign. You probably already know it and feel it. And this can bring some wonderful inspiration, passion, action, physical contact, things like that in your home life. Or within your relationships, can bring you new beginnings and meet new people as well. But it also does have that fiery, fighty kind of aspect to it. So it is going to be very important for you, Cancer, at this time to be patient, to take a step back, to make sure that you're grounded in your energy, but also just to be aware that not just you, but also other people, tempers may flare, and there could be a potential for some drama or some infighting and that kind of thing. If cooler heads do prevail, okay, and we communicate openly, honestly, and with our emotions in check, we can certainly get things back on track, or we can find a resolution, that kind of thing. But it's a very challenging aspect that that Mars in your sign has with this lunation. So just saying. Now, this lunation is happening for you in your 10th house. Your 10th house is Capricorn energy. And where do we have Pluto for the last time? In the sign of Capricorn, but it is direct now. So this is about taking a direct approach at something. This is where you can really use this fiery Aries energy to break free from something, to do something that you wanted to do or maybe have put off, to follow the path of something new, or to give yourself a second chance, or of course to find yourself a little bit of freedom, right? There could be some hidden things that come to light, all right? There could be some surprises that are headed your way, because Pluto has been retrograde for a bit, just for a hot minute. And when Pluto goes retrograde, it goes down into the shadows and then brings something to light. And again, we do see this, some huge revelations going on in the external world around us, right? So there could be something there. It could be something really positive, or it can be something that creates a little bit of a challenge for us to deal with. But the 10th house is also about a huge energy with your career, your public image, your influence on your world around you or your outer world, right? It does have to do with your status as well. So some of you could have some things changing with your career. You could have some things changing with, maybe you're recognizing, right, how people perceive you, your reputation. Do you like, or do you think people like what they see? If not, maybe you're going to make some changes there in that regard, right? It's like, oh, I didn't realize people see me this way, right? I thought people see me this way. Okay, well, maybe I need to pay attention to, what my reputation is, right? But you could have an elevated status at this time as well, and you could certainly be gaining some sort of fame and honors and rewards and recognition for something here, especially your career path. So this can be a really awesome time actually for some career changes. Really provided that we are willing to keep an open mind, but just be aware that, with Mars active here, there could be some tense energy or some drama within your workplace as well. And this can actually maybe be a catalyst moment that actually propels you forward to a new beginning, or helps you to make a decision to open doors for yourself. And you can use your reputation that you've built up now, if it's a good one, to elevate you to new status, right? So this can be awesome. 10th house does also have to do with a dominant parent, typically father figure, typically a male, but doesn't have to be. Okay, it can just be the dominant parent, right? So whoever wore the pants in the family, basically, okay? So this can be someone establishing that they are play the dominant parental role. And if that's a good thing, then things are good. If that's not a good thing, then there's something to work out. And you could also have some healing going on with a dominant parent in your life there as well, right? We have happiness activating and highlighting for you guys here is beautiful energy. There's some opportunities for change and transformation to follow your bliss, to follow your happiness. And this is a focus on your health, happiness, and well-being. So, where are you happy? Are you happy within, and do you project that out, or are you dependent on other people and things for your sole source of happiness? Very important to look at sometimes, right? Are you happy in your home, in your relationships with your family, in your job, right? All of these things. So, if not, then there's an opportunity to change, all right? Sometimes change just means that we need to deal with issues. Sometimes it means we need to leave something behind. But the happiness energy is some beautiful transformational energy coming in there for you guys. This can also really be highlighting and activating for you the power of positive thinking, right? Looking at the big picture and not focusing on the problems, but focusing on moving past them to a better tomorrow, right? How do we resolve these things? How do we deal with things once and for all? How do we let bygones be bygones? And how do we have that blissful ending or that blissful future that we want in front of us, right? So, you could be certainly kind of just shifting kind of an attitude there a little bit, especially if maybe you tend to be a little bit pessimistic rather than optimistic sometimes, right? So be optimistic in that energy. We've got the Seven of Pentacles there for you. The Seven of Cups in reverse. And we've got the Eight of Cups. Very interesting energy there for you guys. The Seven of Pentacles, okay, can certainly be something coming to fruition for some of you, something that you've been waiting for a long time. You've been committed to your journey. You've been putting one foot in front of the other. And here you are. You're about to achieve a goal or reach a dream or have something come to you at this full moon. So it's going to be really exciting, whether it's money, whether it's opportunity, whether it's commitment, right? Whatever it happens to be, this can be a time of harvest for you, right? We're picking the cherries off of that tree with the Seven of Pentacles. However, the Seven of Pentacles can also represent an energy of assessment. We're assessing our current situation. And if your end game, if your end goal is the 10 of Pentacles, and right now we're at the 7, what do we need to do to get us to the 10? Do we need to continue on the same path that we're on now? Is everything working? Are we in a good place? Are we making progress? Or has something stalled? Is something stagnant? Do we need to take an alternate approach? The Seven of Pentacles, we're figuring out a strategy. Is our strategy working? Great. Keep doing what we're doing. No need to reinvent the wheel. If maybe something's not going our way or not going in the direction that we want it to go in, now we're assessing that, right? Do I need to take a different path? Do I need to let something go? Eight of Cups, right? What is it that I want? And the Seven of Cups that comes in here, the Seven of Cups in the upright can quite often represent, our fantasies, our daydreams, our imagination, and those kind of things. It can also represent a lot of different opportunities or options. But it also brings in a fog. It brings in confusion. It brings in procrastination. Why? Because sometimes we have too many options. But it can also be we're living too much up in our fantasy land, and we're not bringing something to reality. It can represent that I want all these things, and I'm dreaming about all these things, but I'm holding myself back, or there's something holding me back. And quite often it's fear or self-doubt, things like that, right? Fear of letting go, fear of change, fear of success, sometimes, fear of failure, right? So sometimes, it's like we're breaking a cycle, right? When we have the reversal here, this is about getting clarity, knowing what I want, and this is we're not procrastinating anymore. We're looking at things in a practical way. We're assessing things in a down-to-earth way. We're making a plan. We're creating a strategy, and we are moving forward. We're not procrastinating. We're taking action. And the Eight of Cups shows movement after we're breaking free of the stagnation of the Seven of Cups, right? Reversal. Boom. Okay. So the Eight of Cups. This can be a transition into something that you wished for, into something that you really wanted, into something that you've been working towards. And we're making some moves, or we're making some decisions on our pathway, right? But it's also one where maybe we do need to leave something behind, or something is shifting in a way that are the way things have been aren't going to be the same going forward, but things are going to be a little bit better going forward, even though we're not sure what that looks like. Because that Eight of Cups can be venturing into paths unknown, taking the road less traveled, leaving things behind to go and follow our bliss, to go and follow our happiness. But there is a little bit of unknown about it, right? Because we're not quite at the Nine of Cups, our wish fulfillment, right? But we're making the right moves and headed in the right direction to get there. And so for some of you, it's just things are changing and transforming in a really positive way. And there's something right here at your fingertips. Others of you, there is a breakthrough moment. There is a breaking of a free moment from something that has stalled, something that doesn't have the ability to get to the 10 of Pentacles, something that's going to get stuck at the 7, right? And it's like, but this isn't what I want anymore. It's going to also represent your heart's not in something. It's like something's okay. 7 of Pentacles, something's okay. It's brought you a paycheck, or it's brought you some stability in your life, or whatever that happens to be. But now it's like, it's not working anymore. So if something doesn't change, then I need to let it go, right? So you might have some decisions to make at this lunation. However, this puts you on the path of success, or puts you back in alignment with the things that you want, the things that you dreamed of, the things that you're wishing for. But sometimes we do need to take some action and initiative, right? The universe will open doors for us, right? And then it's up to us to jump through it and to take the leap of faith. We have a blessing to shield and safeguard you. So if there's something that you want, something you want to try, something you want to change, something you want to talk about, whatever it happens to be, and there's been something holding you back, the universe here is sending you a blessing to show you you're safe. Take the leap of faith. Have an important conversation, even if it's a challenging one. Explore your feelings. Reveal something, right? Whatever it happens to be, you are safe and you are protected. All right. And trust that your soul tribe, your spiritual soul tribe, your angels, your spirits, your guides, the universe in general is always looking out for your best interest. Sometimes we have trials and tribulations on the way, and sometimes it feels like everything is just going absolutely swimmingly well. But we need to trust the process, and we need to trust and know that we are protected, right? And also in times of fear and worry and doubt, right? Call on your spiritual soul tribe for a little bit of help or guidance or clarity, or for a little extra courage and protection. It is there for you no matter what you're doing. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. That's what I have for you. I thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful full moon. We're going to move on now to Leo. Hello there, Leo. Welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. This is happening in your 9th house. Now, your 9th house is actually ruled by Jupiter, and it brings in Sagittarian energy. So the transit of Venus going into Sagittarius can actually bring you some wonderful things. This can bring you love. It can bring you some creative energy. This can bring you a focus on self-love and self-care. It's going to be really wonderful. You could have a relationship that blossoms and grows. Maybe you reconnect with somebody, even if you are not like separated or apart. Maybe you feel reconnection on a deep emotional level with this person. So again, relationships can blossom. It doesn't have to be love and romance. It can be friendships that blossom, right? It can be whatever relationship is important to you can be blossoming, right? Our family, our friendships, our business partnerships, and yes, of course, love and romance with Venus there. So it can be something that's really wonderful for you. There can be new love, new connections coming in. But of course, Venus energy is about, the things that bring us pleasure, the things that we find beauty in. Someone could bring you some flowers, maybe. So all these wonderful feel-good vibes are coming in here. And the 9th house is about the big picture, your higher mind. You might be gaining some wisdom at this time. You may be wanting to expand your horizons, right? Sagittarian energy is very adventurous. And the 9th house has to do with travel, and it's long distance trips, right? Something where, sure, it could be a long road trip somewhere, but it can also be, it can also be, traveling overseas or to another country or something like that. You could have It might be to learn about other cultures. Maybe some of you are traveling for school. Maybe you want to travel and learn about history and things like that, whatever it happens to be. It's expansion of the mind here for you in some way, expansion of you and where you go for a vacation or for work or whatever it happens to be. You could be meeting people from different cultures and you can learn from each other, that kind of stuff, right? So it's a real awesome energy. We also have in the 9th house a focus on our spirituality and religion, right? And with Libra energy at play here, Sun in Libra, we can be figuring out maybe how to blend our spiritual side, our spiritual selves with traditional religion or the things that we've grown up believing in, right? Whether it's something just within our home or something that's, a little bit more organized. And it's like, can these things coexist? Yes, they can, right? Some things are contradictory, some things can coexist. And so maybe you're trying to find the balance and the equilibrium between those two, but some of you could be breaking away from traditional belief systems, traditional religious structure, and really embracing a little bit more freestyle, freeform spirituality, right? And, because maybe you just don't look at things the same way as you used to. So we got some interesting things going on for you guys here, but there's certainly this sense of adventure, this sense of, I'm going to go explore things, right? So it can be really fun in this energy for you. We have protection coming in here for you guys. Now, you might have some sort of link to Cancer. So there could be a Cancer. You could have Cancer somewhere highlighted in your chart, or you could have a person around you that is a Cancerian. All right. But the protection energy, this can be really beneficial, but it can also be a little bit closed off as well, right? Are you a little bit too protective of yourself? Are you closed off with yourself in some way? Are you protecting your heart, right? Have you put up boundaries or walls? There's two very different outcomes with those things, right? Boundaries lets the good in, keeps the bad out. Walls block everything, right? So sometimes we can be overprotective and then we're just blocking all the flow of energy. We're blocking opportunities because we're a little bit too closed off. We're a little bit too tight knit. So, really kind of have a look, and have you been closing yourself off out of an energy of protecting yourself? You may also be really protecting some belief systems and things like that as well. And, and of course, we do have spirituality and we've got religion, right? And again, we're kind of like sometimes some opposing views there. Sometimes they clash completely. And maybe so we're trying to reconcile that, because there's certain things that maybe you really do believe in, right? But you also have this expansion of seeing things a little bit differently in the universe, that kind of thing. So, it's perfectly okay. You can find a way to have a symbiotic energy and a symbiotic belief system in, within those things. Keep the hold of the things, the beliefs that are important to you, right? But also expand yourself, expand your mind in some way. Sometimes easier said than done, let's face it, all right? But maybe you feel the need because you might be growing spiritually yourself, your philosophy, your outlook on the world, might be a little bit different than those around you. So the protection energy, you might just be kind of holding something close to your chest because it's maybe not a safe space for you to share, your beliefs or to share, what you're doing behind closed doors, right? So sometimes we do need to do that. But I do feel here in this energy that there may be a situation where maybe you're, helping someone else along the way. So someone else may need your help. And maybe you're protecting and guiding another person. Maybe you, maybe you do, because we do show, a pregnant person on this card. So you could be needing to protect your health, protect your well-being in some way, because maybe there is, you might be considering starting a family, or you might have a little one on the way, or maybe you already have children. And so maybe there's some things that you want to do, or some things that are going on, because the 9th house has to do with law as well. All right. And so you could have some things going on where, protecting your bambinos is very much front and center. So, I mean, imagine if you're going to go, traveling across the globe, and you're like, okay, maybe part of that is, okay, I want to have an adventure, but I have to take my kids with me. So I really do kind of need to find somewhere where where it's safe for them, or where they can have fun and stuff like that too. So there's that kind of like mother hen kind of energy there. But there could actually be someone that maybe you are called upon to help at this time, right? To protect them in some way. And sometimes the big mama or papa bear comes out, right? Because it's like, well, no, I'm not going to let anything happen to these people. All right. So whether we're protection of self or protection of others, it's not a bad energy. It's a good one. But sometimes it can go a little bit overboard, right? We can be overprotective. We have the King of Wands, talk about taking charge and having a sense of adventure and travel. We've got the Five of Cups, all right, something is a little bit challenging there. And then we've got the Two of Cups. I like how this plays out. Now, the King of Wands in your cards is in the upright, okay, so that's a good thing. It has very fiery energy, and the suit of wands, as far as the court cards go, they're very challenging to deal with in the reverse, right? Because it's like fighting energy, right? It's like, ugh, we're not playing nice in the sandbox, but in the upright, we're all good. So the King of Wands can be about you taking charge, taking the lead. You're going on adventures, you're trying new things, you are confident in whatever it is that you do, and it's an awesome energy, right? The kings are, the kings are very successful, and the kings are masters at things, mastering a craft, mastering a skill, but again, very confident kind of energy. So this can be you taking the lead, taking charge of something in your life. There's something here that you may need to focus on correcting and fixing. The Five of Cups can certainly be a very challenging card, right? It's one where, something has been going along, but then something has upset the apple cart. We can have complete loss of something. We can have, a relationship that gets derailed. We can have sadness and hurt feelings and all of these things. But it's always important to remember that it is an opportunity for change and transformation. Now, sometimes maybe it is about letting something go and moving forward in a better direction. There's, more opportunities ahead for us, but we can sometimes heal a situation here as well. But, especially as far as relationships or even something within ourselves go, right? Sometimes we do hit a bump in the road, and sometimes we do feel our emotions getting the better of us, or sometimes we have sadness and hurts and things that do come up that maybe we haven't addressed. And so we need to address those. Big healing element with this lunation, right? We can have a relationship that gets derailed, right? Sometimes, and we need to kind of focus on that to see, okay, can we get this back on track, or do we need to go elsewhere? And so with this Five of Cups right in the middle, there's something here that can change and transform. It can go either way. But there's 5 cups in this card. 3 are spilt, 2 are standing, and then we've got the Two of Cups that comes here. So if you want something to work out, and if you want to, fix something within yourself, within relationships, with family, with your belief system, even here as well, something can be changing, right? We're letting certain things go, but we're keeping certain things that we hold value, right? And then we're moving forward, and we're, kind of resolve that within ourselves. So whatever it happens to be, there's an opportunity here to get things back on track, but we have to be willing to transform. We have to be willing to change. We have to be willing to let go. We have to believe that we can find a resolution if that's what's necessary. And we can either, the Two of Cups, we can either reconcile within ourselves, right? Or we can reconcile with another. We get things back on track. We find balance and harmony. We find bliss. And it can be two hearts, two souls coming together, or it can be you coming into alignment with yourself, being more confident, being more bold, being more brave, knowing what decisions or changes that you've made are the right ones for you. So it can be really awesome energy there. It can also represent that you may be healing from some past relationships, and maybe you've been, maybe you've been in situations where there's been a lot of fighting. There's been a lot of, there's been love and connection, but there's also been some very challenging things. And so perhaps you have been on a healing journey, and this is really a very, very helpful lunation for you with Chiron in the mix to finally let go of past hurts and doubts and all of those things. You're more confident, King of Wands, and the Two of Cups. You're attracting love into your life, right? And remember, like I said, Venus on the same day is moving into Sagittarius. So this can be very exciting energy there for you, right? We can use this passion and this fire to attract new love, right? Or again, like I said, get something back on track there. The King of Wands can be a new person coming in. It can be someone that you're working with, someone that you're dealing with. And of course, it can also be your energy, right? But trust and believe in yourself, and you could have a very exciting person coming in. It's going to be someone who can give you some motivation, someone who can maybe give you some advice. Maybe it's a friend that you're going to travel with. Maybe you got some things to hash out there if you're going to travel with a friend. Maybe you're trying to select the right friend to go traveling with. We have, I'm a big traveler. I used to be a travel agent way back in the day when it was actually more enjoyable. And I 100% believe we have friends who are friends at home, and we have friends that are good to travel with. Okay, not every friend is good to travel with. All right. And sometimes that can, sometimes when we travel with a friend, it can work out really great. Sometimes not so much. So choose wisely whoever you're going to travel with, if you're going to travel with somebody, okay, because this can really have a relationship blow up for you there. So yeah, it would kind of have to have a very similar outlook on life, or similar things that we want to get out of a relationship or out of a travel situation, right? Like if you have one person that likes to explore and likes to go out on the town, or likes to, mix with the locals and that kind of thing, and then you have another person that they just want to sit by the pool and drink, chances are they're probably not going to make the best travel companions, just saying. We have a blessing on your health. It's a beautiful blessing for you to get. And I'm telling you, this is the third time. You're only the fifth reading, and this is the third time that this particular card has come out. So a blessing on your health. And that's health of all kinds. Health, mental health, emotional health, physical health, spiritual health, but also health in relationships as well, or a blessing on your health and your heart to heal past wounds so that you can move forward in a wonderfully positive direction. So a blessing on your health in all aspects, in all ways. All right. So some beautiful energy there for you. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. So please do like, share, subscribe. I thank you very much. Free for you, but it really does help my video get seen. So I truly do appreciate it. But I hope you guys have a wonderful lunation, and we're going to move on now to Virgo. Hello there, Virgo, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. This is happening in your 8th house, which is ruled by Pluto. So the 8th house can be very mysterious. There can be some hidden things that may come to light out of this. The 8th house has to do with the things that are hidden, especially within ourselves. Pluto, of course, has been retrograde for the very last time in the sign of Capricorn. So you may have an underwhelming or underlying feeling, okay, that's a little bit overwhelming perhaps, about something that you want to change. The 8th house deals with birth, death, new beginnings, endings, transformation. And so if there's something that you want to change, now is the time when you may be springing into action. You may be unraveling a little bit of a mystery, or there could be some mysterious events or happenings that go on around you. The 8th house can be very spiritual. It can deal with the things that are taboo, the things that are hidden from other people. But it can be an opportunity and a time of spiritual growth for you, transformation on all levels for you. But yes, there can be something that is coming in here for you and something that we can be resolving, something that is ending. So the eighth house also does, of course, have to deal with inheritances, loans, shared assets, joint finances. Also has to do with sacrifices, right? What are we letting go of? What have we sacrificed for ourselves or other people? Have we made too many sacrifices in our life? And maybe now we're taking our power back. Pluto is about your power, your personal power. And so if there's been something that's had control over you, if there's been something that where you've given your power away in some way, right? Now you're reclaiming your power. It's beautiful energy. Pluto's been retrograde. Pluto is now direct in the sign of Capricorn. So it's like this now or never kind of moment. And it's setting us up for a little bit of extra freedom for our future. Now, some of you could be paying off a loan. Some of you could be finding some balance and harmony within your joint finances. So something with another person, maybe you're looking at your salaries and your expenses and going, okay, how do we divvy these things up so that they're balanced and they're fair? It's not always a dollar value. Sometimes maybe it's percentages or things like that. So you could be sorting something out with that. You could be making some very important decisions about money and assets that you do share with other people. Yes, some relationships are changing and are breaking up, and some people have, a deepening of a relationship, a higher level of commitment, that kind of thing. And money can quite often come into play. So you might be dealing with some money matters where it involves other people. You could be, of course, again, getting an inheritance there as well. Hopefully a living inheritance, because those are a lot easier to deal with, okay? But it can be something that might be a little bit of a surprise, right? But the eighth house is very spooky, very mysterious sometimes. We don't know always what's going to happen. There's shifts, there's changes going on externally and internally. And of course, this can involve other people as well. All right. You might be sharing your fantasies with somebody, okay? Because the eighth house does have to do with your sexuality as well. And so, of course, with a partner, right? So there could be something going on there for you also. So a little bit of a mixed bag with the eighth house. So do look to what Pluto is doing, direct forward movement, momentum. Okay, we're taking action. And very last time this will be in Capricorn. So very much like a sense of urgency with whatever it is you want to change or let go of, or whatever you want to start. But it's setting you up for a really great future with Pluto going into Aquarius in mid-November. We have psychic abilities, very eighth house energy. If you can envision it, you can create it. Some of you are turning your visions into something real and tangible, something that you can touch. Some of you are very much awakening at this time. You may have had one wild and wacky eclipse season, right? You've been getting spiritual downloads. You've been seeing weird things. You've been having so many coincidences that even if you're someone that, usually blows things off as being a coincidence, now you're like, okay, maybe there's a little bit more to this. So certainly some spiritual growth is activating for you here, or of course you could be also leveling up, right? You're right on the cusp of something very interesting there for you. So the great energy for you guys to, to do something behind closed doors, to engage in some spiritual activity. The eighth house does have to do with the occult, and the occult isn't anything sinister. The word occult just means hidden. So the things that we do in private, things like that, right? So you could be certainly inclined to do those things. Maybe you do some candle magic, or maybe you like burn things away, right? The full moon's a great time to do that. Just always practice fire safety, of course. You could be engaging in meditations, right? Whatever it happens to be for you. Maybe you want to learn tarot, or maybe you're getting a tarot reading. at this time. It's also a great energy for you to do that as well. But your third eye is activated, your higher chakra is activating for you guys right now. It can be a little bit mystical, a little bit magical, a little bit freaky for some of you as well, especially if you've got some really big things going on, right? But it's like a huge shift for you guys here. So pay attention. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Eight of Pentacles, very interesting considering this is 8th house energy that you've got going on. So this can be where your attention to detail is paying off for you. The Eight of Pentacles is very productive, very busy, very positive energy, right? We're on the go. We're learning things, we're creating things, and, but we're on the cusp of a little bit of transformation often with the Eight of Pentacles, right? So look for hidden opportunities, look for hidden approaches at things, look at hidden doors that may be open. If you come across or stumble across, or maybe you're presented with some sort of opportunity, look at the big picture and see where it may lead, because something small can become very big at this time. With the Eight of Pentacles, this is often where we are about to level up, where what we've learned, what we've created, what we've dedicated our time, energy, and attention to is now putting us in a position where we're ready to take a next step. This can be, of course, spiritual growth. This can be something in your job, in your finances, in your relationships, right? Something here can really be about to pay off for you. The Page of Swords can bring you some new information. The pages do bring news, especially the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Swords as well. It's like, woo, you might have a lot of communication opening up for you. You could have some new information. You can have some big ideas, right? You'd be getting clarity about something here as well. You're seeing something clearly, and it's like, okay, what do I do with this? But it's really very much an expansion of your mind. We're talking about things. Some of you, Page of Swords, you're talking about money and finances, and you're taking action. The Knight of Swords is very much a call to action, right? It can be a little bit impulsive and things like that, but it's like, I've got this idea, I've got this opportunity, there's something we need to do, and we need to do it now. We need to take some action on this. So this can be a very quick moving energy for you, or it feels like a quick moving energy, even though maybe it's something you've been waiting for a while. So sometimes we go through a period of stagnation, and all of a sudden everything happens all at once. And so this can be that energy for you here as well. Watch for a sparring of words. Okay, especially if you are having money conversations with anybody, right? We do have the Eight of Pentacles, we got some money. Page of Swords is facing this way. The Knight of Swords is facing this way. So we do have a little bit of, a little bit of butting heads potentially here with something that you might be talking about with somebody. And it can just be a melding of the minds. It can be that you're just coming together and that you are communicating just directly, just face to face, right? But it can also be like a little bit like butting heads there as well. So just be a little bit aware of that. Remember, stay grounded, stay focused, all that kind of stuff. Very intense, very emotional energy with this lunation. But I do feel like here that some of you have an idea. There's something that you want, something you want to talk about, something you want to deal with, whether it's something new or whether it's just something that, you need to resolve. The Knight of Swords, you are taking action, right? So whether it's new information or something that comes from you, right? We're moving forward, okay? But just remember here that you may, because the Knight of Swords is facing left, is facing backwards a little bit, you might find yourself that there's something that you really want, and the Knight of Swords facing backwards here is helping you not to be too impulsive. All right. Because the Page of Swords can get really excited, right? It can be really exciting energy. And then sometimes we forget to stop and smell the roses or pay attention to the details, Eight of Pentacles. Okay. And so I feel like usually the Knight of Swords is gung-ho, right? Moving forward, and he's just taking a step back. So I feel like some of you might be very encouraged, even though there's something very exciting that may happen, right? Or there's something that you really want to do, then you are being reminded by the universe, okay, It's great to be excited. It's great to want to move forward. It's great to want to like seize the day, seize the moment. But sometimes we do just need to take a little step back, make sure that we've got all our ducks in a row, and then boom, move forward. And that's part of what this lunation is about for us anyway, right? Remember, we've got Mars in Cancer squaring off with this moon, which can certainly be impulsive energy, okay? And with that Knight of Swords, it's like, think before you act, or think before you speak, or assess before you make the moves, okay? It's not saying don't move forward with something or don't do something. It's just like, just make sure that you are making the right decision or right choice, or make sure it's the right opportunity for you, and ask them questions if you need to. We have a blessing on a journey for you. So this is very much a green light for you guys. Make a decision, making the right decision for yourself, and then moving forward. So wherever you're headed, whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you are blessed. If you're venturing into paths unknown, Page of Swords, where it can be very new. It can be a new job. It can be a new relationship. It can be a new house. It can be a new financial situation, right? Whatever it happens to be, you are blessed in every single step along your journey. Don't be afraid to try something new or make some change, because even though things are sometimes very scary, we do get rewarded in some way for trying different things or getting out of our comfort zone. If you are actually traveling, as some of you might be, again, you're blessed on your journey in this energy as well. All right. But also remember, some of you are going through massive spiritual change and transformation here, and it is a journey. Okay. It's not a light switch. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not the same path for every single person. Whatever path, whatever journey that you are on, right, is the right one for you. Okay, it's not going to be a mirror image of someone else. My path is different than your path. I might have times where I'm just going ascending up and up and up and up and up, right? But then I have other times where it's like a plateau for a long time. There's a reason for that, right? But my journey is not the same as yours. So remember, your journey is unique unto you, all right? But you are blessed, whatever that happens to be for you guys. Remember to find your balance, find your harmony between your physical self and your spiritual self. Find balance and harmony in your relationships. Very important to do that. When we are not in alignment or where things aren't balanced and fair, then this is where things tend to go a little bit sideways. But you have an opportunity here to really get things back on track. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. If so, please do like, share, subscribe. I truly do appreciate that. But I thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful full moon. We're moving on now to Libra. Hello there, Libra, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. Now, you could find yourself a little bit at odds with someone in your life right now. This lunation is happening in your 7th house of relationships, other people, romantic partnerships, business partnerships, friendships, you name it. All right. And the full moon, of course, is going to be the sun is going to be in your 1st house, right? So the moon is in your 7th of other people. The sun is in your 1st of you. Your 1st house is all about me, myself, and I. So you could be at odds with what you want versus what other people want. And with an opposition, if we keep lines of communication open, if we're willing to work together, if we're willing to find a compromise, we can resolve these situations. All right. But the key is open lines of communication, honesty, truth, but also remember, cooler heads need to prevail at this energy. Now, some of you could potentially be meeting new people at this time. You could also have a parting of ways, right? That is what it is. You could have a contract that comes to an end, but you're setting the stage for another contract to start, right? It's going to be a potential relationship contract. Of course, some of you could be getting married, right? Making it official, that kind of thing. You could have a job contract that comes to an end, and now you might be like, okay, well, this gives me a little bit of freedom maybe to find a new job or to find something that's a little bit better for me, for what I want, that kind of thing, right? So, so some of you could potentially be also like faced with a legal situation, like a breaking of a contract. So it can be with a job, right? But it can also be with people. So maybe some of you, something like a divorce or a separation might be in the cards for you. But it may be because the sun is in your sign that is something that's going to help you make a better tomorrow. Okay. And it could also be something that's been going on for quite a while. So we do have a little bit of back and forth with your energy there. Anywhere where it's me versus them, or what I want versus what someone else wants, always creates a little bit of a challenge, right? But it can also be something very beautiful. We have animals coming in here for you guys. All right. So some of you, maybe a relationship with a pet, even though your sixth house typically represents dealings with pets. However, relationships of all kinds. You could meet a person if you're single. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to meet someone new that likes the animals that you have already, or maybe they are an animal lover. You could also be considering, bringing a pet into your relationship as well, right? Animal energy. But the animal's energy here also does represent that you might see something out in nature that is a sign for you. And you could see a dove, maybe a white dove representing peace, right? You could see a wolf maybe somewhere, depending on where you are. Maybe you see a wolf, and this represents your wild side, but also a solitary energy there as well. Sometimes wolves are in packs, but often they are solitary, right? So we get both of those situations that come up with the wolves. Is it time to be with people, or is it time to find a quiet space for yourself and to be in a little bit of solitude? Again, me, them, me, them. Interesting energy. You could see some other insects or animals, right? You may be called into a profession, right? Some of you might be considering moving and changing your business partnerships here, right? And maybe you want to go into something that maybe does deal with animals, maybe protecting animals, or maybe you're inclined to be like a vet or a vet assistant or something like that, or maybe you want to volunteer at a shelter or something. Maybe you're in a situation where you can't actually have a pet in your house, but you want that companionship, you want that partnership. So maybe you volunteer on Sundays or something to walk dogs from the animal shelter or something like that. So a whole bunch of different ways that animals can present themselves in your world, whether it comes from other people, whether it's something from you, whether it's a sign, or whether it's like maybe a calling, maybe a soul's purpose aligning up for you. But animals might be very important. You could also, because our dreams are very prevalent with the full moons, you may also have some dream about animals in some way. So pay attention to your dreams. And if you do remember seeing an animal in your dream, and if you can remember what you were doing or what it was doing or whatever, kind of look up spirit animals and see what that message might be for you, right? Like if you see a big bird of prey, it can be spread your wings and fly and go for what you want, right? Something like that. So pay attention to those. We have the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, ouch, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So there could be some challenges, some difficulties that you're dealing with, again, with other people. This can be about money. It can be about your job. It can be about your career, your profession. With the Ten of Swords, there is some very, very challenging energy here. Something may need to come to an end, or you may need to make some very difficult decisions here. Tens do represent endings, but they can lead the path to new beginnings. 10 reduces down into a 1, which is new beginnings. All right. So this can be taking a new approach at something that's already in your world. This can be a new approach that's necessary with money or with your career path, or how you and a partner, King of Pentacles, deal with money within your relationship, right? This can be about commitment within a relationship, right? This can be dealing with some things that have maybe been going on for a while. But with that Ten of Swords right in the middle, sometimes This can be where we do have to make a very difficult decision that something needs to come to an end if we can't work, Eight of Pentacles, to resolve the situation. All right. So it can be very, very challenging and very difficult in that energy, right? The King of Pentacles can certainly be your energy. I'm focused on, finding a balance between what I want and what other people want. I need more balance and harmony in my life. If you don't have that, Libra, you are the sign of fairness and equality and balance of relationships, right? And, so this can be where, if things again aren't in alignment for you, it can be challenging to get things back on track. But it can also be challenging to let things go, right? Ten of Swords, challenging to let things go, right? So whether you need to let something go or whether you do need to start something over, start something new, start off on a different foot, perhaps even as well, right? Take things one step at a time, take things one day at a time, and you will find whatever right path it is for you. You will resolve things, whatever is the right way for you. So you could be having money troubles. You could have some very positive things opening up for you on the horizon, but you need to make a decision, possibly to make some change. Sometimes, Libra, you can be a little bit undecided. Sometimes that can keep you stuck a little bit. And sometimes maybe you might be a little bit reluctant to let things go. Ten of Swords, right? But if you are looking for success and stability and happiness and well-being and abundance and whatever else in your life here, King of Pentacles, right? Then the Eight of Pentacles here, you might really need to kind of assess your situation, and you may need to be willing to take the next step, because the Eight of Pentacles shows often that we work hard, that we have a lot of skill, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, right? And we need to use that to our advantage. We're quite often ready to level up in some way when we do get that Eight of Pentacles. But sometimes it can be difficult to let the old go and welcome the new, or to take that next step, because kings are leaders, and the Eight of Pentacles would be like a worker bee. So this can certainly be where you may need to take a leap of faith. You may need to embrace your inner courage. You might need to make some change, but you may also need to be willing to try something new, because you have the skill and you have the will, and all you need is the opportunity. But I do also feel like there might be some sort of power dynamic in a relationship with you that is maybe just a little bit off. One person, King of Pentacles, is in a position of power and strength, and the other person maybe not quite as high up on the rung. So again, if you are if you share any kind of money or responsibilities with other people, whether it's at work or home, whatever it happens to be, okay, there's like a power imbalance here somewhere. So we do need to try and find that balance somewhere. But this can be a really difficult topic to bring up. This can be a really difficult conversation to have, because of course it has the potential to blow up a little bit. So just be very aware of your communication and timing. Timing is everything. All right. Timing is very much everything. We can pick the right time to have a conversation, and we can very much pick the wrong time. So just be open and aware of someone else's mood, someone else's energy, and also what they're doing, right? You're not going to have an important conversation when someone's, running out the door, headed to work, right? You're going to, maybe find a little bit of a calmer time, and where you actually have time to have a conversation there as well. But I do feel like here with that King of Pentacles that there's either a helpful person, someone you need to resolve something with, or this can really be something that you want, and maybe you're having trouble opening the doors, maybe you're having trouble getting something off the ground. But with the King of Pentacles, take things one step at a time. Stay grounded, especially in this full moon energy, stay grounded, but ultimately believe in yourself, right? Have confidence that you can go for what you want, or that you can resolve something, right? Whatever that happens to be for you, because the kings are leaders and the kings are successful. So, and they are also very confident. So this can be your energy that you need to embrace. We have a blessing on your family. Beautiful. So this is really showering you with the potential to resolve issues, to bring things back together, or maybe even to start fresh. Whatever it is, this is a blessing on your family, saying that everything is going to be okay, saying there's better times ahead if you've been going through some challenges. All right. And, this really brings a whole bunch of wonderful positive vibes with you and your family, your loved ones. All right. Your partnerships in your life, if you will. So it's a great energy being blessed upon you. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. Hopefully there was something here for you. So please do like, share, subscribe. I thank you guys for watching. We will move on now to Scorpio. Bye. Hello there, Scorpio, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. This will be happening in your 6th house, which is all about your health, happiness, well-being, your fitness, your diet, your service to others, all of your daily routines, and your pets even. So this is a great time for a checkup, whether it's you or whether it's one of your pets. Great time for a vet visit. Make sure that your, flea medications and things like that are all up to snuff, and just kind of take care of yourself and those around you. It's a great time for you also to have a checkup as well. Sometimes full moons, this can be like, very much kicking a bad habit, and we're going to embrace a new, healthier one. And whether this is your physical side, your emotional side, maybe something to do with your mental health, maybe something you've made a pact with yourself to, maybe embrace a little bit of wellness and take a little bit of time out for yourself every once in a while, find a little bit more balance in your life, right? So the 6th house is all about those things that we do day to day. It can also be about your job and your work habits as well. And of course, with the sun in Libra, this can certainly be where you're getting clarity on the things that you need to change to restore a little bit more balance and harmony in your world. So we do have a little bit of a mixed bag when it does come to the 6th house energy, but it's really all about getting organized, right? Getting organized, doing things a little bit better, creating better habits, that kind of thing. And, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be something small, right? Those little small things that we do day to day have a big impact sometimes. Now, I do feel that some of you are hitting a milestone here as well. So something in the last 6 months or so, you could have been making great progress. So perhaps if you are trying to, have a better lifestyle, like eating lifestyle, or maybe you're trying to get more physically active and that kind of thing. This can be where you maybe kind of reflect a little bit and you're like, wow, I actually have come a long way. Because sometimes when we look at things day to day, it seems like things are stuck, right? So, like one of the things to losing weight is to, don't get on the scale every single day, right? Kind of leave that for, little separate time frames, right? So like once a month or once a week or once every 6 months, maybe for you guys here. So you may be hitting some sort of personal milestone, but you may also be looking for change as well. Especially with things like your job. Are you a workaholic? Do you have a job that you even like? Is it the lifestyle that you're looking for? And if not, maybe you're going to make some changes, right? Because that full moon can be about things coming to fruition, pushing us towards something new. It's like, okay, great, I did this thing. Now what's the next thing, right? But it can also be where we're letting go of something as well. We have talent coming in here for you guys. So this is awesome. What is your talent? Scorpio, you are very gifted in a lot of areas. A lot of you are very spiritually gifted. You're very creative in your energy. I do know a couple of Scorpios, and man, oh man, did they ever have some talent. They're like artists, and it's like, wow, did you ever like sell anything or consider selling anything? And they're like, nah, I just do it for fun. It's like, okay, so maybe there's some sort of talent that you can tap into that can really be very helpful to bring you maybe more freedom, more money, maybe something that you can turn a talent, something that you love to do and something that you're really good at, maybe turn that into like your day job, or use one of your talents as a side gig, right? It's always good to maybe make a little bit more money or something. And, some of you, maybe you've, started already a side gig, right? And now it's like, okay, this full moon, something's blossoming, and you have the potential to maybe turn that side gig into something full time, right? But whatever your situation is, you're tapping into your true talent and you're using your gifts of foresight, gifts of insight, gifts with your hands, right? Whatever your talent is, right? This is what's being highlighted and what's being tapped into for you. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, what you're changing, what you're trying, right? Is believe in yourself that you have the gift and you have the ability to do whatever it is that you want to do, to make a better life for yourself, or maybe do something fun and interesting, right? Whatever your situation is, we all have talent in a lot of things. And some people, everything comes to them easily, and some people have to work at it, but we can develop a talent, we can develop a skill over time. And whether it's something very practical or something a little bit frivolous and out there, right? It doesn't matter what it is, right? Your talents are being highlighted at this time, and you're being encouraged to live up to your full and true potential. We've got the Six of Pentacles, lovely energy there. We've got the Four of Wands, very good in that energy as well. And we've got the Queen of Wands. Ooh, my. Okay, so some of you could be getting some sort of gift, something maybe coming in here for you guys at this full moon. This is awesome. Your Six of Pentacles is often where something comes back to you, right? So you've put intentions out there, you've put effort out there, whatever it is that you've put out there is flowing back to you multiplied. It's in the upright, so it's something good. All right, now this can be a helping hand from somebody. This can be some advice, some wisdom. It can be some money. It can be some gifts, whatever it happens to be. It may catch you off guard. It may come as a little bit of a surprise, something maybe a little bit unexpected. And it can just be that little bit of extra boost that you need just to make things a little bit easier for you, right? Think about those times. I love the Six of Pentacles. It does quite often come about as a little bit of a surprise. And I have had it come up where I've had it as like a daily card or something, and it's like, okay, daily, right? Not life-changing or anything. We dial it back a notch. But, I've been doing laundry or pull an old jacket out of the closet or something, and all of a sudden I find $20 or $50, and maybe I'm a couple days away from my paycheck or something like that. And it's like, oh my goodness, this is just what I needed right now. So it doesn't necessarily represent a windfall of something. It can just be a little something that makes your life a little bit easier. But the Six of Pentacles is also about service to others, helping others. It is a card. It is a circulatory energy, right? Things flow back to us, but it is also a card of charity. When we have plenty, it's time to give back to others. So you may be finding that you are inclined to help other people in some way. It doesn't have to be money. It can be time. It can be wisdom. Maybe you have a talent that you want to share with people and teach them how to do something. So if you're like really good with your hands, maybe you're good at DIY stuff, or maybe you're good at creative writing or drawing or whatever it happens to be. It doesn't have to be anything super spectacular, but perhaps you can share your talents and teach other people a skill or a craft or something fun. You may also give back to others. Sixth house has to do with your pets, right? You don't have time in your life for a pet full time, or maybe you don't live in a place where maybe they allow pets, but instead maybe you do help animals in some way by volunteering at a shelter or something like that, right? Like walking dogs on a Sunday afternoon or something, or maybe you foster kittens, right? Just something where, you are helping out a little bit, and it may feel like a little small way, but it does have a good impact. So there could be something really good there for you as well. Six of Pentacles can also represent finding balance and harmony with your day-to-day life. Sixth house, Six of Pentacles, right? What practical steps can you take to restore some equilibrium, restore some balance so that things aren't out of whack? But you may have some good news with the Four of Wands. Excellent energy coming in here. The Four of Wands can certainly represent that there is something to celebrate. All right. And, whether it's on a big scale or a small scale, it's those little wins, but it is the next stage of commitment. We're leveling up somewhere. We're celebrating our abundance, and we're feeling good in the Six of Wands. Some of you could potentially get an invitation, Six of Pentacles, to go somewhere, to go to a party or an event or something like that. Quite often the Four of Wands can represent things like, anniversary parties, engagements, weddings, family gatherings, business networking, right? Whatever it happens to be, you could be attending one, throwing a celebration of your own, or just getting an invitation to one. But with the Queen of Wands here, you could also be celebrating your own success and independence. It's like, yep, I did a thing. I did it on my own. I didn't need help from anybody. And I'm really feeling good. I'm feeling fine. The Queen of Wands is a very independent energy, is a very creative energy, is a very inspirational and motivated energy here as well. So it could be that you are making a decision to do something that's really exciting in your life, right? So whether it's a creative project or whether it's something to do with your job, you could have a potential here to level up in your career path in your job, or maybe even to change jobs or something like that as well. All right. But whatever it is, you're taking care of yourself and you're taking care of business with the Queen of Wands. Okay. You're also receiving something here in this energy. Queens are open, they're very creative, and they make decisions. All right. The Four of Wands also is quite often, in modern day readers known as the 1111 card, right? We've got four wands in the ground. It does represent stability in our lives, but it can also represent your Make-A-Wish card, right? So for some of you, you do have a wish coming true at this time, and this is incredibly exciting. This is so good, right? And, it's just something that makes you feel like you're on top of the world. But the Queen of Wands is incredibly talented, right? So, this can be where you use your talents or your talents pay off for you in some way. And so believe in yourself, right? Believe that you can accomplish whatever it is that you want. We have a blessing for those who are nearing their final breath. Okay, so I will address it, all right? Not everything is all sunshine and rainbows as we go on through life, and the sixth house is not all sunshine and rainbows as well, because it has to do with pets, because it is full moon energy, it is a completion of something, okay? The universe is sending you blessings if there's something going on with yourself, with a loved one, or one of your beloved pets, all right? They are being guided, they are being protected, okay? They're and they have a lot of spiritual support and guidance from the cosmos as they are going through. So you may have, unfortunately, a very difficult decision to make in some way, especially with that. I'm an animal lover. I have pets. I've got a dog that's almost 16 years old now. She's a border collie. And, I feel you for sure if that is you. All right. So, but just trust in the process, right? It's not a very easy decision to make if that happens to be you at all. All right. So just know that, sometimes a departure is a little bit of a blessing. All right. A big release, if you will. So let's get another card for you. I don't want to leave your reading on that. We have a blessing to bring prosperity. There you go. So there's your Six of Pentacles energy right there. So some of you could have something coming to fruition, coming to an end, or of course, we've got a blessing bringing you prosperity into your life, prosperity, abundance, more opportunities, more doors opening for you, all of those things. So I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. Like, share, and subscribe if there was. I thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a pleasant full moon. And we'll move on now to Sagittarius. Hey there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. This could be really fun, really pleasant for you guys. This full moon is occurring in your fifth house, ruled by the sun, and this brings creativity. It brings sometimes a little bit of drama. It really highlights your hobbies, interests, the things that bring you pleasure, joy, the things that put a smile to your face. And of course, it also highlights romance and love affairs here as well. So considering we've got Venus entering your sign, okay, Venus can certainly help you with these things that make you happy, the things that make you feel joyous, the things that you find beauty in, right? Your creative self, but also new things in your life. So whether something's blossoming abundance in your life or whether there's something brand spanking new, we can have new love. We can have a rekindling of love affairs and romance. We can have a focus a little bit more on love and romance in your world as well, right? And so sometimes we have a significant other. There's nothing wrong with our relationship necessarily, but sometimes we do kind of just drift apart a little bit because we've got day-to-day stuff going on, right? We're not throwing rose petals on the bed sheets every single night and lighting a candlelit dinner, right? So, but this can be an opportunity for a little bit more love and romance to come into focus for you guys. So it can be really exciting. It can be really pleasant. It can be really fun. Now, at the same time, considering this is a full moon, right, something can be coming to fruition for you. So again, Venus entering your sign is really fun. If you are single, this is where the skies can open up for you, and all of a sudden you have more opportunities and more desire, perhaps, to meet new people, right, to connect with people. So this can be really good. But something can certainly be, you might be putting an end to something, whatever your situation is, so that you can have a little bit more freedom to focus on the things that put a smile on your face, the things that bring you pleasure and joy. Something may have been holding you back. Maybe you've been really busy at work. Maybe you've had a lot of things going on with your kids. Maybe there's been some issues with your home, with your money, right? And now, again, things are kind of opening up for you a little bit. So there's a certain cycle that may be coming to an end for you, and it may have been a challenging one for some of you, and maybe you've just been feeling stuck or stagnant, right? So this is where things may really open up for you in a very pleasant way. So it's really, really some awesome energy coming in there for you guys. We're reconciliation here as well. So again, just like what I just said, right? Your love and romance. Maybe you're not like split up from somebody, but you've just kind of been engaged in the hustle and bustle of daily life. So this is where you can come back together. There is a healing energy that comes with this full moon. We've got Chiron up there, really helping us out. And so this can help heal wounds, right? Especially if there's anything from the past that's been lingering. This can bring two hearts back together. This can be where you do forgive. You find some peace and happiness, and whether you are single or whether you're together with somebody, right, we're reconciling something. So whether we're forgiving and making amends, whether we're parting ways, sometimes we can do that in a pleasant way, right? We can find that, find that forgiveness as we do move away, right? But mostly it is something coming together here for you. So some of you might have a second chance. It can be a second chance with an old flame. It can be a second chance with, maybe you've had a trial separation or something with a person, and now this is where you might come back together. This can be where you might get a second chance at love from something that never even took off, something that never even got off the ground, and like a missed connection kind of thing, an old friend, maybe that there was always something there, but maybe the timing wasn't ever quite right. You can also just find that things are coming together for you so that you can do the things that you love. And again, maybe you have a second chance at something, so that you can find a little bit more time to have fun in your life, right? To, have that smile on your face that everyone deserves. We have the World card here, certainly an end of a cycle, right? And a big one. Temperance card come in there as well. There's that healing. And we've got the King of Cups. All right, so some of you certainly have completed a cycle in your connections, in your relationships, right? The World card can certainly be a successful completion of a cycle. We're celebrating maybe anniversaries, birthdays, that kind of thing, a milestone within yourself or within a relationship or something, right? We've got the Temperance card, balance, harmony, patience, but also healing, right? And the King of Cups, we do have love and romance coming in and sweep you off your feet energy with the King of Cups, right? But this can also bring about a very creative energy as well, right? So, with that World card, there could be a creative project or something that you've been working on, and maybe it's taken quite a while to complete. You're like, oh, I bit off more than I can chew, or maybe you've just been finding little snippets of time to work on it. But the World card, right, it's coming to fruition for you. Everything's coming together, and this might be where you're wrapping something up. It's required a lot of patience for you with the Temperance card there, but in the end, you have a product that you love, and whatever that looks like to you. And this can be really wonderful energy. So you're like, yeah, taking a step back and looking at what you've created, and you're like, I like it. I like it. It's really nice. And maybe you even get some compliments from other people there as well. But this is a very big energy here for you guys, because we do have your energy right here. Temperance card, Sagittarian energy. And of course, Venus in Sagittarius. I mean, we got all sorts of beauty, all sorts of love, all sorts of pleasant vibes going on, very creative energy. And of course, with that Venus energy entering your sign, with the World card, we can get ready to expand our horizons a little bit. We can get ready to step forward and start something new, or have some adventure or travel, perhaps as well, right? Because the World card can certainly be about traveling, expanding your horizons, but it can also be the World card, and then we go right back into the Fool, right? And the Fool card is about taking a leap of faith, trusting in your journey, not knowing necessarily all the ins and outs of where you're going or what you're doing, but just enjoying the ride, right? But ultimately, we're trusting ourselves to make the right choices. So whether you have something coming to an end, whether there's something starting new, or whether there's something where you're onwards, upwards, you're leveling up, right? It's all about you and all about your happiness and your desires, and you're really focused in this energy, on things, on the life that you want to create, whether it's with other people or whether it's just in yourself, whatever it happens to be. But of course, you could have something coming to fruition for you that you have dreamed about, that you have wanted, that you've manifested into existence, right? And so whatever that looks like for you, okay? Pay attention to the signs. We do have the King of Cups here. This can be your energy, of course. This can be you just, knowing, having a good, true sense of who you are, what you want to create, what you want to do. There's love and romance in your heart. There's healing and forgiveness in your heart here as well. And you're feeling good. You're feeling confident in this energy. There could be a little bit of a spiritual awakening here as well. Okay, just so you're aware, whether you're leveling upwards or whether this is like, whoa, a big eye-opening energy, like, I don't know what any of this means. You might be feeling a big shift, right? The Temperance card can certainly represent your guardian angels, your spiritual soul tribe, that is here helping you and guiding you. The King of Cups, highly intuitive, very spiritual energy there as well. And the World card can certainly be expanding your mind, expanding your energy. And so this can be really cool. So really pay attention to your dreams at this time, because you just never know what may be headed your way, some downloads for you. Pay attention to the signs, symbols, and synchronicities around you as well. Keep an open mind, right? And you usually do, Saggy, so it's not too much of a stretch for you. But yeah, keep an open mind, keep an open heart, and certainly go with the flow. But we've got everything coming up here for you guys, so that's pretty awesome. Let's get you one final card. Thank you very much. Beautiful. A blessing for unity where there was once division. So again, this can be that reconciliation energy. This can just be that instead of things, kind of blowing apart for you, or being kept from you, or being delayed from reaching you, this is now where things are coming together for you. So healing energy, coming back together, unified energy is beautiful, right? Reconciliation, it can be anything, right? But it's a coming together of things. So this is lovely energy. This can even be you meeting your higher self, or this can be you finding balance, right? Temperance card, balance. And healing is also has to do with spiritual alchemy there as well. So, turning a negative into a positive, right? Turning nothing into something, so this can be really wonderful. So certainly things coming together for you in the best of ways. So really work with this full moon energy. Work with the power of Venus as well. Venus in your sign, it's it does come in about every, I would say probably about once a year, because Venus changes signs about every 4 to 5 weeks or so. So, it's not like a once in a lifetime thing or anything like that, but, it is kind of a yearly event, right? So, so really work with that energy of Venus, to bring you whatever it is you desire, or to bring you in new beginnings, right? To bring something to fruition for you, because everything's coming together for you now. I'm going to leave that there for you folks. I hope there was something here for you. Good luck in this full moon. And we're going to move on now to Capricorn. Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. Now, this is happening in your 4th house, which is ruled by the moon, okay, and also brings Cancerian energy. And of course, we cannot forget that at this full moon, we've got a square to Mars in the sign of Cancer. So just be a little extra cautious, aware, patient with things that go on around your home, things that go on with your family, with your children, with your parents, the things that go on behind closed doors, right? Because there could be potential for something to just, get a little bit heated, a little bit dramatic, maybe in its energy. But of course, we've got a healing influence of Chiron here as well. So if you've been going back and forth or sideways on something within your home, your family, this might be where you take a more direct approach. Cancerian energy, it's the sign of the crab, right? Crabs don't go in a forward motion. They go side to side. So back and forth, side to side, skirting the issue, not wanting to address something, right? Aries is very direct, right? Ruled, of course, by Mars. So a direct approach could resolve something once and for all, right? Something that's maybe just kind of been a little bit hidden for you there. Some of you here could potentially be moving where you live. Maybe you're looking at buying a new house with a completion, a closure with the full moon. You could be closing a sale of a house, whether you're buying one or whether you're maybe you're upgrading in your home. It can be leases, things like that. Think about the roof over your head, right? You might be moving to a better neighborhood or something. Maybe you're moving closer to work, right? Because Capricorn, you have had Pluto retrograde in your sign right at the very aneretic degree, right? This now or never, I got to do this thing. And so maybe the time of feeling you're going backwards or feeling like nothing is happening, now that Pluto is direct as of October 11th, some of you might be seeing this reading a little bit early, but October 11th is the day where Pluto goes direct in your sign. It'll be direct in your sign till about mid-November. I think it's the 19th. And when it goes into Capricorn, it goes into Aquarius. And this is the last time, Capricorn, that Pluto will be in your sign. So sometimes something hidden is revealed, right? Pluto goes to the depths, brings something out in the open. So it could be some sort of surprise. But in this energy, it is a direct forward motion. We've thought about something long enough, or we've cooled our heels on something long enough. Something has been ignored or not addressed for long enough. And now we're taking that direct approach. We're taking action. We're taking initiative. And we are not going backwards anymore. So some of you might have some big decisions to make. Some of you could have some endings. It's the way it goes, right? You might have some endings going on around this time. Full moon, Pluto going direct, right? It's inevitable with some of you, but some of you could also be starting something new, right? You've been unsure for a while. Pluto is the sign of power, right? And so this could be where you take your power back. So if you've given your power away, or someone has had you under control, or a situation or something has had control over you, now is a huge release of that energy. So no more going back and forth, no more going side to side. You could be resolving issues, but again, you could also be deciding that something in your life, it's like, you know what, this isn't good for me anymore, and I'm going to move forward. And especially when it does come to family, unfortunately, we don't always have control over, who our family is. And, let's face it, sometimes we get along with our family and sometimes not so much, right? And so this can be where maybe you're limiting contact with a family member, especially with Mars and Cancer, right? So you could be limiting contact with somebody, but it's for your health, happiness, and well-being, right? It's for your stability, your peace of mind, to do that, right? And sometimes we're just like oil and water, right? Sometimes we just don't mix, we don't get along. So limited contact might be the way to go, right? But again, with the healing energy of Chiron, you could also be healing something. There could potentially be some surprises with children. This can be like a surprise pregnancy. It might be you, okay, but it might be one of your children if you have them, just saying. And there could also be a blending of families that may occur here as well with that Libra energy. So, really a focus on how do we work together? How do we support each other? How do we come together in a healthy way? Right. And so whether you're blending families or, just trying to maintain some equilibrium in your home, this is kind of where your focus may be. We have willpower coming out here for you guys. And the willpower has to do with, of course, your ambition, your strength, your power. So we're taking your power back here. Part of your focus may have been, by the way, as well, your career. Right? Because your sign does have to do with your career, your ambitions, your goals, all of that kind of stuff, your reputation, all of that. So this can be a time when you really just take back control of your life a little bit in some way, whether you're wanting to change careers, change jobs, change departments, whether you stand up for yourself and, say, hey, I've done this, 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 and this. You promised me a raise or you promised me this, right? Pay up, right? Probably worded that a little bit differently, but you get the drift, right? So it's where we're really getting our mojo back, and you're taking, again, a more direct approach at something, whether it's a dream, a goal, whether it's something you got going on, whether it's something with people, moving forward in a direct manner, in a direct way. But I love the willpower card for you. We've got the Knight of Swords. Very direct, very action-oriented. The Ace of Swords, lovely. And we've got the Nine of Swords. No, no, no. Okay. I feel like here in this energy, you're breaking away from an energy of being confused, feeling anxious, feeling worried, feeling afraid, feeling like you've been trapped, right? The Nine of Swords right here is sleepless nights, restless nights. You may actually lose some sleep around full moon, just saying, right? Because that Nine of Swords, it can be like, oh, I'm tossing and turning. Why am I awake at 3 a.m.? Or how come I can't fall asleep, right? How come I can't get back to sleep? All that kind of stuff. You could be having some very wild and wacky dreams, right around the full moon as well. So pay attention to your dreams, because especially with the Ace of Swords, you could have some sort of epiphany moment. You get some clarity about something, but your dreams may be telling you something here. But I do feel like there is this breaking away from indecision, or breaking away from inaction, or breaking away from things that make you feel tangled up in knots. Nine of Swords, right? Very cerebral in its energy here for you guys, right? The Swords energy, boom, boom, boom. You got three, so air sign energy, and of course Pluto is a big deal, right? The fact that Pluto is leaving your sign, because it's been in your sign for over 20 years. And with it leaving your sign, this number one can actually feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders, but it's moving to an air sign, right? It's moving to Aquarius, where it will be for the next 20 or so years, and it will not be back in your sign for 200 years. So this is a big release of energy, a big shift of momentum for you. And of course, we can feel like a weight has been lifted here, right? But there could be something that you need to do, something you need to talk about, something you need to take action on here as well. The Ace of Swords, there could be some new communication. You could be meeting new people, big ideas. The Ace of Swords, we can cut out the old and welcome in the new. Certainly a breath of fresh air with the Ace of Swords. It is the big yes card as well, right? Say yes. Say yes to having a positive conversation. Say yes to resolving issues. Say yes to starting something brand spanking new. You might have different ideas, or you might be figuring out a different approach at things, right? Instead of being worried, tangled up in knots over something, worried about the potential horrific outcome that we've built something up to be, when we take charge, Knight of Swords, when we have a different approach, or when we talk about something in the light of day, often things aren't as bad as what we built them up to be. And in the Nine of Swords, we quite often think the worst, right? If you need to have a conversation with somebody, if you need to talk about something important and you've been putting it off, and you overthinking it, overanalyzing it, right? We end up in the Nine of Swords energy where we think the worst, right? And no, we don't want to be doing that. We want to think of the best possible outcome. And the thing is, when we do get something out in the open, right, something that we haven't quite revealed yet, or something we haven't talked about, when we get things out in the open, at least it's out in the open, right? It can't bite us anymore. It can't scare us anymore, right? It's there. We deal with it. Maybe it brings in some more challenges. Maybe it brings in some really good stuff, right? But whatever it is, we're dealing with it. We're no longer hiding behind something or letting something control us. But the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Swords, some sort of information internally, externally, and it's a cause for action. And it's exciting in this energy. Great for communication, great for journaling, great for making decisions, right? Really good decisions here, with these energies as well. A logical way of dealing with something may be a little bit better for you at this lunation than an emotional way of dealing with something. Because when we get all this sword energy, we're actually leaving our emotions to the side. And we're ruling head over heart, kind of, in this energy. And sometimes we do need to get out of our head and into our heart, especially with the Nine of Swords, right? But sometimes if we let our emotions overrule us, right, then we're not necessarily thinking always with a clear head. And I do feel with the fourth house here, figuring out how to deal with an issue or how to talk about something may require a little bit of thought, right? How am I going to bring up this subject? What is the right time? But this can also be if you're dealing with anything with money. All right. Any kind of money situation, especially if you're buying a home, selling a home, things like that, that's big money. And it's not always a good idea to make emotionally charged decisions with large sums of money. Just saying, you need to ask questions. You need to pay attention to the details. You might need to negotiate, right? A logical approach and a communicative approach will be the way forward for that, okay? Sometimes, especially when it affects where we live and things like that, we do kind of, get a little bit carried away. I speaketh from experience on that one. So just saying, raging emotions plus money doesn't always go hand in hand. But anyway, so a logical approach, logical. Anyways, let's get you your final message. These are blessings for you guys, and I think I got two. Yes, I did. And we have a blessing on your love. This is beautiful. Number one, love of self, the things you love and the people that you love, right? Whether it's your partners or whether it's your family, whether it's your siblings, your children, whatever it is, you are blessed with a lot of love, and you can certainly, should the opportunity prevail, you may have the opportunity to sort some things out, to clear the air, maybe some healing in this energy, right? It could be new beginnings on the horizon for some of you, but whatever your situation is, there's a blessing for you here on love, all right? Love of self, love of others as well, even love for what you do, all right? A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. Mars in Cancer, thank you very much. Square the moon. All right. So Sometimes we've got to talk about something. We can no longer keep something hidden. So yes, with Pluto going direct in your sign, there could be some sort of revelation. It could be a surprise, it could be an ending, it could be a new beginning, it can be some change that needs to happen, whatever it is. Okay, it's something maybe a little bit uncomfortable that we've got to deal with. And so when we get a blessing on a battle that can't be avoided, okay, this is saying cooler heads shall prevail. This is a blessing for you to take a step back rather than having a heated exchange. Maybe you have an opportunity to have one that's cool and lighthearted, swords energy coming in. All right. Does it mean you'll win the battle, win the argument? No, not necessarily, but you may avoid making it worse. All right. But we can certainly resolve something here in this energy as well. All right. So very interesting there. That's what I have for you guys. Capricorn, I hope there was something here for you. So please like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. But I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon. And we'll move on now to Aquarius. Hello there, Aquarius, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. This is happening in your third house, ruled by Mercury. Now, fortunately, Mercury is direct at the moment, so that's good. So that's really good for your communication. But the third house has to do with communication, your thoughts, your technology, your devices, your gadgets, those things. Has to do with your community, your short trips, like your little weekend getaways, things like that. Also your neighborhood, your social life, and your perception of the world around you. So you could be having some new ideas. You might be meeting some new people. You could have some new people move into your neighborhood. Maybe you're moving into a new neighborhood. Third house has to do with driving as well. So just be, because this full moon is not an eclipse, but it is linked back to an eclipse. Okay. And because the third house does represent driving and those short trips that we take, just be a little bit more cautious driving your vehicle at that time. Always a good idea, because there could potentially be something that you don't see coming. Okay. Just saying. All right. Something just can kind of out of the blue. Some of you could be potentially upgrading your technology, and it may be because it's kind of been lagging for a while. It's like I'm overdue for an upgrade. But it could also be something that maybe happens quite suddenly, and maybe your phone dies, or because we do have with this full moon, full moons are linked to water anyway, and we have a link to the lunar eclipse in Pisces, right, which is water. Maybe you drop your phone in the bathtub or something like that, and wouldn't that be fun? They can sometimes recover. I dropped mine in the toilet once. Fortunately, it was clean water, but I just couldn't bring myself to use the phone again after that, even though it did dry out, but it was just whatever. It was just, it's like, no, it's time for a new one. The universe is telling me something. It's time for a new phone. So you could have some new technology, new devices. But this can be really good for your social life, for talking to people. It's communicative energy. It's Mercury energy, right? You can be meeting multiple people, because Gemini twins, right? We've got multiple people, but you could also be really reminding yourself in this energy that there's two sides to every story. There's actually multiple sides to every story, but we'll stick with two for the sake of Gemini being the twins duality, right? And so there could be something that you're dealing with where something that's right in front of you may not be what it seems, right? The full moon can certainly bring illusion. And so maybe you do need to get the other side of the story, or you do need to look at the backside of something, right? Or maybe in order to figure out the future, you got to look on the past, right? Those kind of things. So make sure you're not just taking absolutely everything at face value. So ask some questions, or dig a little bit deeper in this energy as well. Some of you might be going on a little trip. That's always a little bit fun. Maybe you're a tourist in your own town if you can't afford to necessarily travel overseas at this time. And that can be pretty fun. But it is bringing a sense of community and togetherness for some of you here as well. And if you don't like your neighborhood or your community and the people you see on a day-to-day basis, maybe you're going to make some changes with that. The third house does tend to be a little bit of a mixed bag. of things that could potentially end, things that could start, things that can improve, things that can heal. Maybe you're mending fences with neighbors, right? Or maybe the way to, get along with your neighbors to build a fence. Good fences make good neighbors sometimes, right? Be cordial and all that kind of stuff, but we don't necessarily need to see everything they do in their yard. So, you, again, mixed bag with this energy, but it can be very fun. It can be very interesting. It's great for reading books. It's great for journaling, things like that, or taking an idea, right, and putting it to fruition. But you could be getting some very interesting communication around this time, and you could have something that is coming to fruition for you. We have the protection card coming out here for you guys. And so this can be where you do need to maybe take some steps back just to protect yourself from something. Okay. We do have a square with this moon to Mars in Cancer. And with Mercury ruling the third house, where this lunation is for you, this can be fights and arguments and things that get out of control within your home, your family, your siblings, your children. So sometimes we do need to just retreat for a little bit. And so protect yourself, right? Maybe don't get engaged or involved in any kind of unnecessary drama. If someone wants to pick a fight, right? Maybe just be like, you know what? I think this maybe is not the best day to talk about this. We're going to table it. We're going to cool our heels and we'll come back later, right? Self-protection, right? In some way. Remember what I said about vehicles, okay? Protection, all right? Because there's maybe some enemies lurking in there and something you don't see coming. So again, drive with caution. Not don't drive, okay? But drive with caution. Patience, patience, patience is a virtue because other driver road rage might be a thing, right? So just make sure you're not the one with road rage, okay? Do your shoulder checks, make sure you use your blinker, all that kind of stuff. But in this energy, you could also really need to ground yourself here, Aquarius, because your mind could be racing in this energy, and it's really just to maybe kind of calm your mind, get your thoughts under control, right? So take those steps back, find a little quiet retreat for yourself and ground your energy. Can be very, very wonderful for you. All right. You may also find the need to protect others, right? You're the humanitarian here, Aquarius. And if you don't typically shy away from standing up for others. Pluto will be back in your sign mid-November. And I just feel like in this energy, Pluto is about power to the people, bringing our power back, all that kind of stuff. And so I do feel like maybe if there's a situation where you feel powerless, you are about to step back into your own personal power. And Pluto is direct now, not retrograde. So this can be where you're very, very much an advocate for yourself and other people. And if you do need to stand up for somebody or you feel the need to protect somebody, I feel like you will. Right? Because that's just you, right? And you don't mind speaking your mind, right? When push comes to shove, it's like, I'm going to say something, see something, say something, right? It can be that energy there. So there could be something there where you are helping and protecting somebody else in this energy. It could be perhaps that you're keeping a secret. Someone may reveal something to you, full moon. Someone may reveal something to you and it's because they trust you, and maybe it's like a big secret, maybe it's like a big deal and embarrassing or something and they don't want it to come out. So you're protecting their secret, you're protecting their information as well. It's a very interesting energy with that one. We've got the Six of Swords, beautiful, finding peace, moving forward. The Queen of Cups can certainly bring in some healing energy, also brings in some intuitive and spiritual energy. And we've got the Page of Pentacles, can bring you some information. So interesting there. So you could get a key piece of information, knowledge, right, that can help you to move forward in a healthy, happy way. The Queen of Cups, this can be you making a decision, following your heart. This can be where you're very much engaged with your emotions in a positive way, but you're not letting them rule you. All right. The Six of Swords that's there with the Queen of Cups, you could be healing something with another person, or with a situation in your life by finding common ground, by finding a compromise and taking a peaceful approach, right? The Six of Swords is often where we've been through some trouble, we've had some turbulence, we've, had a storm, right? And those swords, we're now moving forward. We're finding peace, we're finding calm, we're finding happiness, we're finding compromise and a resolution, right? With this, the swords are no longer pointing up, they're pointing down, and we are moving forward. So a little bit calmer energy laying ahead for you guys. And this can be healing with a person with the Queen of Cups. This can be something within you, right? Or this can be a decision. Queens tend to make decisions. The Queen of Cups sometimes decisions from the heart, but with the Six of Swords being about movement or moving forward or leaving a situation going into another, we're having a direct moment, a direct motion there for sure. You could be moving to a new neighborhood. You could be deciding how best to make peace or make amends with the neighbors or with your social groups, with your community around you. Whatever you're doing, right, it's a positive thing. We're moving forward in a better direction. So it's very much a calmer energy. Some of you could potentially be going on a little trip, right? The Six of Swords can represent a little bit of travel, maybe with a friend, with the Queen of Cups, right? Queen of Cups can be someone new in your life. This can be something where you are feeling a little protective. Queens, right? Queens, behind every powerful king that's the showboat, there is the queen that really runs the show, right? And so with that Queen of Cups energy, the Queen of Cups is very protective, very loving, very caring, very calming, very trustworthy in this energy, right? So again, you could be focusing on your own health, happiness, well-being, self-love, self-care, all that kind of stuff, but you could also be helping someone else in that energy as well. All right. But yes, you could certainly have some very wonderful vibes here. There could also be some spiritual growth that comes in here as well. But the Six of Swords can represent, again, forward movement, travel, little trips, driving, that kind of thing. Again, just be a little bit cautious because there could be like some turbulence and bump in the road, and then everything's going to be okay. But we have to overcome that hurdle anyway. But we do have the Page of Pentacles here for you as well. So you could be getting some information with this lunation, right? Communicative energy with Mercury. But you could be getting an invitation somewhere. Someone can be inviting you. You could have an opportunity that presents itself. The pages quite often do bring news, and in the upright, good news. And also some new something. So there could be a new source of information. There could be some money things that are going on with you. You could be, again, buying something. You're moving, you're buying something. Again, there. You could be buying potentially some technology. In this particular Page of Pentacles, right, we've got a wrench there. So maybe you're trying to figure out how to fix something. It's like, do I fix it or do I buy new, right? Again, right back to your technology, perhaps, in that energy, right? Because the Queen of Cups is not facing that Page of Pentacles. So it's like, nope, we dropped it in the water, Six of Swords. We're not fixing something and we need to buy something new. So you might be doing that. Maybe you're purchasing the protection plan this time. Just saying. All right. But there could be some very exciting things going on for you. The Page of Pentacles does remind you to stay grounded and also ask questions and pay attention to the details. Sometimes the devil is in the details with something that we're dealing with. But it certainly brings in some grounding and some creative energy here as well, right? So again, we do have a little bit of a mixed bag of stuff for you, but the third house, right? It just brings what it brings sometimes. So let's grab another message here for you and see what the final word is. Thank you. Oh, we've got two. All right, we got a twofer there, folks. And let's see what is the first one. A blessing on the senses that gift the world to you. So you are very much in tune with yourself, with the world around you, very intuitive energy, very spiritual energy with the Queen of Cups. So again, it might be a really good time for you to take a step back, to spend some time with yourself. All right. And, just really tap into your energy. Your intuition is very much heightened, all-time high. Your dreams may be trying to tell you something, but all of your senses are awakened, and this is a blessing. It's a gift. All right. And again, you could have something, a door opening, or you could just be very perceptive at this time, about opportunities, right? Or maybe even about helping other people. All right, so it's a great, great energy there. We also have a blessing for solace and hope. Beautiful. All right. So again, if things have been turbulent, or if there's trouble brewing somewhere, or maybe if something is getting a little bit out of hand, overheated, okay, the blessing is that we can find the calm, we can restore the peace, we can restore the hope in something here as well. So if we're feeling pessimistic or trapped or blocked off, or maybe that someone has taken our power away, this is bringing in that calming energy, just like the Six of Swords is for us. All right. So you do have some wonderful blessings that are coming in here with this lunation as well. I'm going to leave that there for you folks. I hope there was something here for you. So please like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great full moon. And we'll move on now to Pisces. Hello there, Pisces, and welcome to your full moon in Aries reading. So this is your second house. You might be very focused on your money, how you make it, how you spend it, where you invest it, the things that you own, the things that you possess, the things that you value. This can also be a focus on how you value yourself as well, your self-worth, your self-esteem. This really does bring about your money habits as well. So with this full moon energy, right, you could be really having a good look. What is my relationship to money? How do I make my money? Does that need to change? Do I make enough money to live the lifestyle that I really want to? Or do I need to do something different? Do I need to stand up for myself, right? Do I need to take my power back in some way? Right? With the second house, you could potentially have some money coming in, right? And this is the result of your hard work, but it can also be the result of your manifestation. You have the ability to find the resources that you need to do what you want with your money at this time, all right? The second house is Taurus energy, which is ruled by Venus. Venus does bring abundance and prosperity to our lives. It also brings a creative energy for new beginnings, a fertile energy for growth, and of course to get a little bit of happiness and joy out of our money, or even out of like buying something. So some of you could, in this energy, especially with Venus there, you could be potentially wanting to spend some money on something that you find beautiful, something, so maybe you buy a piece of art or a sculpture or something. You could spend money on, because Taurus, Taurus can go either way. Taurus can be practical and sometimes stingy, but Taurus can also be quite frivolous as well, right? Very sensual sign and likes pleasure, right? The things that we take pleasure in. But you could be, maybe you don't have the money to like buy a new house or move. So maybe you make your house feel new, right? And you take a more cost-conscious approach at it and paint your walls or move your furniture around and that kind of thing, or get rid of some clutter and maybe change out your throw pillows and things like that to beautify your space in some way, but maybe not necessarily by spending a whole pile of money. Some of you could have some investments coming to fruition right now. You could have a bonus or a raise. Something in your work can go really well for you. But I do feel that in this energy, you are being instilled with some confidence as well. So if you haven't had a lot of confidence, or maybe something has happened to shatter your confidence, or maybe you've had some bad habits and a bad relationship or belief systems around money, those are the things that are changing for you in the positive, right? We're letting go of old habits. We're very encouraged to let go of old habits and embrace a new way of living, a new way of doing things. Some of you could be looking to invest your money in somewhere that is stable, but also brings growth and dividends without maybe risking the farm, you know, that kind of thing. So maybe you're recognizing what level of risk with your investments that you're willing to take, right? Those kind of things. So we can certainly have a lot of stuff going on for you with your money, your resources that you need, and you know, again, the things that you own. So selling things, maybe if you need a little extra cash, you're selling some things, full moon, clearing things out, right? But of course, you could also be clearing things out so you can repopulate your space with something brand new. All right. So second house, very all about your material world with that. We have manifestation here for you guys. Woohoo! So your manifestation, something could be coming to fruition for you. Wonderful. It could be certainly be something related to your money or something, of course, that you know, you find beauty or joy or pleasure in, right? Because we can spend some money on the things that bring us joy. You know, the things that maybe embrace self-care. So you could be spending some money on yourself at this full moon, right? And maybe you're treating yourself to a spa day. You're getting yourself a massage. You know, maybe you're, you know, buying a hot tub for the backyard, right? So that you can rest and relax and those kind of things, right? So you could be doing something like that. But whatever you're manifesting in your life, it's great energy for manifestation. And of course, for something coming to fruition for you. Remember, your thoughts become things. We are always in a state of manifestation. All right, whether we are putting conscious thought to it or not. All right, so just remember and be aware of that, because quite often we get frustrated, we get mad, and because sometimes things take time, right? And you know, I've had that as well, right? I mean, I'm patient till the cows come home, but sometimes it's like, ugh, I'm a little bit impatient, especially with money. And you know, so it's a talent to be patient, right? And we do forget sometimes. But if you find that you're getting impatient or that you're not sure what even you want, right, then it's time to recenter, refocus, regroup, renew, and get back on track. All right, but this can be awesome energy for you guys. We've got the Lovers card, the Four of Cups in reverse, and we have the Eight of Swords. I feel like here, you know, I mean, your overall energy there is the Lover's card, the big one, right? There could be something very fated, something that's written in the stars, something that you've manifested, something that's meant to be. And the Lover's card is Gemini energy, but it is about partnerships, things coming together. This can be about finding the perfect person, the perfect romantic person partnership. This can be about finding the perfect job with the right company, with the right role that's for you. This can be about finding that perfect investment for yourself. The Lover's card is partnerships of all kinds, right? But it does require a choice, right? It's like the choice is yours. You might need to make an important decision and gather all of the facts and information. With the Four of Cups here, you could be, you know, you could be perhaps making some change. The Four of Cups in the upright, sometimes there's something coming in out of left field, but we're getting disenchanted. We're getting bored. We're getting tired of waiting. We're getting frustrated, right? Or we just don't care anymore. And the universe is trying to send you something. And so I feel like here in this hiccup of energy, we're not just turning things around for ourselves, but we're re-engaging, right? Especially with that Eight of Swords there. If you've been wrapped up in fear, or you've been feeling restricted or closed or cut off in some way, like, oh, there's no opportunities out there for me. You know, I do feel like here the Lover's card is bringing in some more positive vibes for you to re-engage with things around you, to re-engage with yourself, with your higher self as well. Manifestation, Lover's card, come on. What do you want? Okay, put your heart and soul into it. Attach feelings and emotions to your manifestations. It gives it that extra energetic boost for you, for sure. All right. But if you've been undecided about something, there's something been missing, and you may figure out what's been missing. All right. And this can be people, it can be, you know, maybe something within yourself, right? And again, remember the second house, it's not necessarily all about your material world, but it's also about awakening all of your senses, right? It's Venus energy. This can, really highlight the people in your life or what you're committed to in your life, right? But it's soulmate energy coming in here with the Lovers card, right? Those perfect partnerships, finding the balance and harmony in our life, but ultimately making a choice, making a decision. What do I want? What do I want? What makes me happy? What works for me right now? What doesn't work for me right now? What do I need to let go of? And what do I need to embrace? What do I need to change to bring things back into alignment, to feel like I'm kind of on even keel, even ground, right? What do I need to do in my relationships to restore a little bit of equilibrium? Where have I given my power away? I'm going to take my power back, right? And we're working together. We're not working apart. But some of you here with the Lovers card, you could have something that you're throwing away. You could be like, nope, this is not working, out, right? But it's to make room for something better and something new. So I do feel like there is a shift in energy for you guys here. But it may require you really kind of tapping into your heart, really thinking something through, but not so much that you're ignoring your heart. So trust your intuition, trust your heart. Make sure you've got the information that you're looking for, but don't overthink and overanalyze, right? Trust your gut, trust your instincts, and you'll make the right decisions for yourself. I do feel there's some confusion around somewhere about something. Okay, you've been a little bit in a fog maybe, and I mean, of course, we did have a full moon, a lunar eclipse in your sign, so maybe you're just kind of walking around going, oh, I'm so confused. But others of you will know exactly what it is that you want, right? So take some time at this full moon to center and ground yourself, and also to connect with the moon energy, especially if you do have a choice to make about something, especially if it is about maybe closing a chapter, closing a door on something, right? Or maybe you have trouble saying yes or seeing the potential of something. So I feel like here there is a little expansion of the mind that's trying to come in here for you. But remember, sometimes the Eight of Swords, we are sometimes our own worst enemy. A blessing to bring clarity. Well, thank goodness, because we just said you might have been walking around a little bit of a fog, a little bit of a daze, a little bit of a daydream. A blessing to bring clarity. So you are blessed with getting the answers, thinking clearly, knowing what you want, and it's especially helpful if you need to make a decision or if you need to see the potential of something. Because remember, manifestation energy, quite often, the things we manifest in our life start out with a seed of something new, and then it's up to us to take the action initiative. We're co-creating with the universe the things that we're bringing into existence. And we put our intentions out there. We stay open, we stay aware, but we don't block the energy. The universe sends us a door, an opportunity, is a seed of something new, and it's up to us to grab that ball and run with it. And so sometimes we forget that, right? We just want everything all boof here, right here, right now, everything I ever wanted. And we forget about the process sometimes, right? But a blessing to bring clarity, beautiful. We'll leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. So please like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.